This is the URT. You are the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Subscribe to the URT. Big up the URT. Where are we, the URT? Big up, people. What are we doing? Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. Early. Let's be having you. Big up, people. What are we doing? Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. Yo, I can hear myself. What's going on? Big up the people. Big up the massive. Alex Scott seems to be the only possible, if other clubs meet his 80 million prize, we're clearly not competing with clubs to do what's needed. We go in only with 3 hits. The price tag can go up, not just down. Whoa. Big up, man. Big up Sharma, man. Big up. Smash the likes, man. Big up King Sol. Hope you're happy that Spain won the World Cup. Big up Sol. Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. Big up Kadim. Yo, Kadim, let me know if you're free, man. I'll send you the link. Let me know if you're free. Let me know if you're free, man. Shit. Big up to you, bro. I hope you're well. Yo, breaking. Manchester United have been linked with Zaire-Emery. Manchester United have been linked with Zaire-Emery. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that. That link, people. We'll have a look at that link. But big up, people. Smash the likes. Get in here. We're going to be talking about Alex Scott. Obviously, the Kone prize. You know, the Kone prize. People are talking about the Kone prize. We're going to be looking at that as well. But please come, smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Let me know, bro. Send me a message on Insta and I'll send you the link if you're free, if you want to jump on and have your say. Ineos Glazers out, mate. That's a given. That's a given, man. That's a given. Yeah, no problem, bro. No rush. But yeah, people, please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a World Cup review. For me, one of the World Cups that I felt the most conflicted about. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking about Alex Scott. We're going to be talking about Kone. We're going to be talking about big up to the new subscriber, man. Big up Dash. Yeah, big up, people. I love this, bro. Big up Pratt. Yo, if you think that, then let's go, bro. Let's go. If you believe that, let's go. Kone, Tielemans, Santos, Scott. 21 is coming, but I don't think they're getting two midfielders. We're not signing another 2 midfielders. We should, but they're not signing to another 2 midfielders, bro. I think we're only going to get a third one. We're only going to get a third midfielder. But we should be getting that. I think I will be happy with that. I genuinely think I'll be happy with that. Even though I'm worried about Tielemans and Kone injury record. But I think I'll be happy with that. People, please smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Don't think we'll get Scott if he's 85 million. Well, the news come out in it about Scott. News came out today that he's basically said, nah, I ain't signing no new contract. Alex Scott basically refusing to sign a new contract. That news came out today. Alex Scott saying, nah, I'm not signing a new contract with Bournemouth. Because usually that's what it would be. Let's get to that news right now. This is the news as it happened today, people. This is the news as it happened today. Alex Scott's basically saying refuse to sign a new contract. Semenyo signed a new contract, and then they put they basically gave him more wages, and then they put a buyout clause on his contract. So here it says here, Bournemouth have rejected an offer from Chelsea for midfield Scott and expect him to stay at the club this summer. Bournemouth sources indicate Scott is expected to remain in the southeast regardless of his contract situation. So Chelsea went in for him. Actually, yeah. This has come out tonight. This is literally come out. This is the breaking news tonight. Athletic. So he's basically not signed a contract with Bournemouth, which they could have put a buyout clause on him. So, yeah, 5 minutes ago. Here, look. There we go. This is what is being reported. Alex Scott, Chelsea's rejected bid was 64 million, quickly turned down. Bournemouth told Chelsea, much like they did to Arsenal, Manchester United, they don't wish to sell. Scott was first offered a new contract in March. On and off talks have taken place since. Scott has indicated he has no plans as it stands to sign a new deal. Even Bournemouth are prepared to offer a contract. 2027 release clause. Bournemouth remain intent keeping Scott, even if Scott doesn't agree with fresh terms. Bournemouth want to keep him for at least one more season. Current deal to the summer 2026. So if they want to keep him, I think this is BS, by the way. I really think this is BS. Because if he's only going to have 1 year left on his contract, then they're not going to get the amount of money that they would get if they were selling him this summer. So this here, this is just, Ben Jacobs got this brief from Bournemouth. Bournemouth are briefing this. Basically, Bournemouth are briefing this and saying, listen, we are not willing to sell him. We're willing to take the risk that he's going to go for free next season. Actually, next season we're in 26, 27. So next summer, next summer he can go for free. That's crazy. We're already in 2026. I forgot that. So his current deal runs on 2027. So he's not worth it because he's only got 1 more year left on his contract. So he can go on a free and get a massive signing on fee next season. He can go and get a massive signing on season. And anyway, they can't stand on any because his contract runs out in 2027. It's a year away now. And they rejected 64 million. So see you later with that one. See you later with that one. Yeah, people. Smash the likes as you join in, people. Smash the likes. Do you think so? I think you would want to play, You think they'll play him and Rice? Other than him and Rice and Zubimendi? Or playing that Lewis Skelly? But we've got some link. We've got a bit more news, bro. Big up Ranger 77. We've got a bit more news about. We've been linked with. Zaire-Emery as well today. Manchester United will link with Zaire-Emery. We're gonna talk about the price that's set for. The price that is set for Kone as well. We're going to talk about that. The price that's set for Kone. So we're going to be able to talk about that as well, people. That's what we got to talk about. But Alex Scott, for me, is in his last year of his contract. And Bournemouth have got no leg to stand on. They should have locked him up on a longer contract. Big up to Fury. He says here, like and share, subscribe to help the channel. Shadowban the elite haters because we speak the truth and for freedom of the oppressed. We're more than a football channel. Facts. Facts, bro. Big up to you. Welcome to the community if you're new, people. If you're not, please smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, big up, man. Big up, people. Underwhelming window so far. That's the word. That is an actual word. People are coming back to, yeah. Santos, Tillemans, Mainu, Bruno, worst midfield compared to the big six. Well, Ranger, only time can tell, bro, but 100% we've got nobody that's got legs to get around that football pitch. Yeah. Seriously. We haven't got anybody to get around that football pitch. And people think Manchester United are all of a sudden going to turn into some incredible high possession team. Don't think so, people. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah. But genuinely, people, let me just get some water. Let me get some of my water. 2 seconds. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, people, listen. At the end of the day, Alex Scott is on his last year. For me, I would just do a deal with him. I'm happy to wait for a season and buy somebody else as well while we get rid of what's his name. Ogate. But I rate Alex Scott, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't want him go into the big any of our rivals in the big six. I still like Stiller, Zaire-Emery. I still like Stiller, Sangari, Zaire-Emery, Wharton. Yeah, they're footballers. But I think out of all of them, Sangari I like. But I also really like Zaire-Emery. I think Zaire-Emery's got a lot of energy. He gets around the football pitch. I thought he did an amazing job in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich. Obviously, what's his name was out. He played a pivotal role covering on that side when he plays. He's just got so much energy. He can cover so much ground, decent on the ball, can take the ball, drive with it. Positionally, he has to still learn. I do think that he has to still learn, but he can get about the football pitch, people. He can get about the football pitch. So I would definitely like someone like Zaire-Emery, and I can show you what we've been linked with today. I can show you now. I mean, I don't trust some of these sources. They could be backing up the wrong tree. It could be his agent trying to get more money out of Paris Saint-Germain, maybe bigger wages and everything else that comes into that. So it could be those things, but this is the bit. This is what we heard today. So I can just quickly show you lot. Please big up and smash the like. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. There we go. Breaking. Manchester United reportedly weighing up a 60 million euros, 51 offer for Paris Saint-Germain star Zaire-Emery. The Old Trafford Chiefs first considered a move for the midfielder back in 2023 when he was just 17, and it looks as though they could be targeted as their third midfielder signing for this summer. Well, I wish that it was that. I really hope. I wish that it is that. But yeah. But yeah, I don't trust the MEN news desk. BS. But that's what's being reported, people. So this is what's been reported as well from the other side. So Manchester United make move for Warren Zaire-Emery. The Red Devils are prepared to initial approach or around 60 million to test the waters of Paris PSG. Paris have no intention of selling the 20-year-old midfielder who's contracted until 2029. The Man U want to take the chance. So that's what's been reported, people. That's what's being reported. Do you rate Zaire-Emery? Maybe I can put. Who would you want more? So let me put a list up now. Actually, let me put the list up. Let's test it. Who do we want as our third midfielder? Get involved in the voting, people. Get involved in the voting. Who do you want? Who do you want to be the third midfielder? Smash the like, people. 100 likes ASAP. Likes ASAP. I really like him as a player. He's got a lot of energy. Obviously, he's only 20 years old still. He's got a lot of energy. A lot of energy. So let's go. Zaire-Emery. Alex Scott. Kone. Maybe Sanderberg. These are the people we've been linked with. Zander. So yeah, get voting. The options are there, people. Who do you want? The options, and let's see where you guys think the third midfielder should be. Who should be? Yeah, but I really like to say Emery. There's so much to admire about his game. I really like. Yeah, there's so many different things. I think, yeah, he's super talented. He's very versatile. For me, he's very good in the build-up, in possession and progression. And for me, he is so underrated. I personally believe. I rate him, really rate him. You can play him as a number 8. You can play as a 6. You know, hybrid number 8, 6. Very good on pressing. Like you said, when I talk about legs, players having legs, he's got loads of legs, man. He's got loads of legs. And he was somebody, if I was Deschamps, I would have played 3 against Spain and played him. He would have played me personally. I would have played Kone. I would have played a tall guy. I forget his name, man. The guy who was at AC Milan. He had a good season. And I would have played Zaire-Emery. And I would have got around that 3 in midfield and put pressure on them. I would have specifically said to him, you get on Rodri. Honestly, I would have put Zaire-Emery on Rodri. And I'm telling you now, I think France would have had a better game. Yeah. During Hakimi's injury at Paris Saint-Germain, I thought he was phenomenal. Because the Brazilian, Marquinhos, played right back. And Marquinhos no longer has got pace. And he did more than enough to help him. He really helped him, went out of his way to help him. So, yeah, to help and shut down people on that side. So, people, let's get to 100 likes ASAP, people. Let me just have a look, see what people are going for. Basically, I rate him more than I rate Kone. I'm not going to lie to you. I rate Zaire-Emery more than I rate Kone. Because I'm worried about Zaire-Emery's body. I'm worried about his injuries. Zaire-Emery, I'm not worried about those things. I'm not worried about those things. He's got abundance of pace to burn, man. Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing if you can get them all, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's aspects of his game that I liked him when he played for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He was all energy. He was all energy, can get about the park. But, yeah. But keep voting, people. At this moment in time, is Kone. Kone, Zaire-Emery's on 38, actually. Alex Scott's on 21. Kone's on 23. Sanderberg is on 8. Sanderberg is phenomenal, man. He's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player, but yeah, and the fact that he does 18.4 sprints per game, that's crazy. People, there's over 100 of you in here. Please smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, let's get to 100 likes ASAP. Aki, your chat is failing for the World Cup hype. Do they not watch? He's clearly the best, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Zaire-Emery. Like I said to you, I've rated this kid from a long time, bro. I have rated. I love his type of midfielder. So strong on the ball. People, when he gives somebody, they start flying all over the place, man. But what I love is his ball carrying abilities and the fact that he could chase. If you guys go and try to find highlights when Hakimi got that hamstring injury, the games that he filled in. Go and watch the second leg if you can find it. The second leg in Munich at the Allianz Arena. What he did there, I thought was brilliant. To me, he's one of the best players for Paris Saint-Germain by an absolute mile. Let's go for Alex Scott. Yeah, I do like Alex Scott, like I said to you, but for me, they're going to lose him next season. So for Alex Scott, I would agree a deal with him now and just buy him, get him on a free next season. Because Chelsea, they want more money. They want more than 64 million when he's only got 1 year left on his contract. Are they on crack? Because that's what apparently Chelsea bid. Chelsea bid 64 million. And they rejected it. Chelsea, I don't know where Chelsea are getting this cash from, by the way. But they're splashing the cash at this moment in time. Yeah, smash the likes, people. Let's be having you. Let's go. Let's be having you. Yeah, who else rates, man? Let me just have a look at the poll. People get voting and liking the video while you're there as well. When you vote, just like the video as well. It costs you absolutely nothing. I didn't know that, actually. Alex Scott, his contract runs out in 2027. I'll just weigh it up for me. I'll just say to him, you know what? We'll have a position for you, pal. Zaire-Emery link. It's a weird because he's regarded as PSC's future captain. He wears the captain badge sometimes when Hakimi, Vitinha, and Marquinhos are not playing. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying to you. That's what they said. Apparently, United have just tested the water. For me, I think Enrique realizes how important it was, unless Paris Saint-Germain need to sell, and we won't be getting him for 50 million, what's being reported. That's laughable. They would want more than that. They would want at least 70 million for him. Pounds. And I mean pounds. Because he's a really good player, even though he's young. That second leg, I personally think that second leg, he's looked at him and gone, boy, oh boy, I've got a player on my hand. Nuruddin, need to get subs to on the count of the board when you go live, so people are urged to subscribe as well. As almost like a reminder, Nuruddin, you need to get subs counter on the board when you go live. I don't get what that means. You mean I need to have subscribers, people who... Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Big up. I'll have to try to find out a way of getting that. Alex Scott. Getting Alex Scott on a free next year is very smart. Yeah, 100%. 100 million %. 100 million %. 100 million %. Yeah. 100 million %. $100 million %. Alex Scott 2027, and they want to try to put him so they can put what Ben Jacobs, what people are reporting is that they want to put him exactly what they did to Semenyo, put a buyout clause on his contract. So obviously the reason why they want him to sign a new contract is to pay him more money than he's on now. So maybe add another 50 grand to what he's on right now, and then get him to sign a new contract and put a buyout clause on there. But apparently he's like, nah. But they're saying they're not selling. And I think they're saying that to try to get more money out of Chelsea. And Chelsea are the only club that's come out tonight. Chelsea bid 64 million for him. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, Chelsea. splashing the cash. Yeah, but he's not just a bench player, man. Mohammed, honestly, you think he's a bench player because they've got a balance of they've got a balanced midfield right now, and they complement each other. They complement Neves, Vitinha, and the other guy, the Spanish guy. By the way, when he plays for Spain, Spain don't lose. By the way, honestly, when he plays for Spain, Spain don't lose. He's got some madness. Something Luis, yeah. When he plays for Spain, Spain don't lose. I think they're 50 games unbeaten when he starts for Spain. So which is a madness. But Zaire-Emery is more than that. I'm telling you, he's more than that. Let me just change this here, other than being realistic. Chelsea bid for Alex Scott. Chelsea bid 64 million, mate. Can United enter the chat? Yeah? Yeah? This is where we're at, people. So please smash the likes on the video and get voting on the poll. Let me just take you to the poll. Zaire-Emery, 40%. Alex Scott, 23%. Kone, 22%. Sanderberg, 13% of the votes. I just like Zaire-Emery. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just love. People were nowhere near 60. We're not even at 70 likes yet. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. But yeah, Zaire-Emery for me all day, every day. I'm getting him. His attributes are unbelievable. Very versatile, man. Fills in, you know what I'm saying? He can fill in on the right flank, on the left flank. He did that. Hard, high work rate, pressing intensity, covering the ground, strong counter pressing, shields the defense effectively, composure, decision making, all the different things you need. Physical engine, stamina is unbelievable. Box to box on wide rolls, plays right back, even help to build up extra intensity in midfield duties, man. Yeah, that's what the guy is. He's got 3 lungs, man. He can get around that football pitch. Yeah. But yeah, people. Let me just send this link to Luani as well, see what Luani is about. But big up, people. Get voting and most importantly, get liking the video. We need you to like this video, man. Like the video, people. Like the video. Like the video. Musa's supposed to come on. I don't know where Musa is, man. Musa's let me down. Supposed to get Musa on here, man. Let me see. Let me just remind him if he's about. Let me remind him if he's about. Yeah. Let me see if Andrew's about, actually. Andrew might come and have his say. Andrew, I'm sending you the link. Jump on if you want, man, if you're free. But yeah, people, we're live, man. I feel like we're going to hijack the Bruno G deal. Wow. Big M's, that's crazy. That's unbelievable, that. I hope you're right. I do like him. I do like him, but if you said to me Bruno G or Zaire-Emery, I'm going for Zaire-Emery. Zaire-Emery might be the top out of all the midfielders that Manchester United have been linked with. And if there's a possibility of getting him, I would go and get him. Big up Adewale, Manu Kone, Zaire-Emery, Alex Scott, Sanderberg, in that order for me. Wow, so you rate Manu Kone more than you rate Zaire-Emery. Zaire-Emery is a baller, mate. Yeah, Ben, if you're about, jump on. I've sent you the link. Yeah, no problem. But he's a player. And that's why it's come out a statement. I've just read the statement before that Paris is saying they're not going to sell him because they highly rate him. Highly rated. I remember when United first linked with him when he was 17, 100%. I remember that, those rumors from back then. But he's somebody I'd be absolutely happy with. I really think that. To me, he's the Belabor type of midfielder. High octane, high energy, brilliant ball carrier. Really good at ball carrier. We're in for Nico Williams, the Spanish winger. He's outstanding attacker winger. He's a baller. I think cost between 50 to 60 million. Well, I don't know what happened, but last season, the season before, he's supposed to go to Barcelona, and that failed. I don't know what happened after that. He's had some injuries, to be fair, and I want to stay away from injury-prone players, man. Yeah, man. Big up to all my Southern African people, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll try to do that. Big up. Yes. Yeah, he can pass the ball, yes. We got Tillemans to do that anyway. He can pass the ball, man. I'm not worried about him. He's 20 years old. There's so many different things he can get better at. He can pass the ball, yes. But the best thing about him is he's strong ball carrier, man. And people, when he bounce people, boy, you get bounced, man. You get bounced. He'll bounce you off the ball. I've never seen him get bullied off the ball. Never seen him. Not once game that I ever watched. But yeah, people, let's see how many likes we're on. Are we even on 70 likes yet? We need to get to 100 ASAP. We need to get to 100 ASAP. Yeah, let's do it, people. Let's do it. Let's be having you. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Let's do it. Somerville has gone to Al Hilal. I don't blame the kid, man. I don't blame the kid, man. With that amount of money, he could, boy, oh boy. He could, yeah. He could go places, yeah. He could, he could set his family. He could go places, man. He could go places. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somerville, because you can get injured. Professional career is short in football, man. If he wants to secure his family's future, man, I'm not against that. I'm not against that. Some people are saying, "Oh, he's ruined his career and that going to Saudi." But nah, the money is your family's set for life. I don't know if he has children, but he's there. Shakira's performance at the World Cup final. She's an amazing singer. She's my favorite all-time singer. She has more touches in her position box than Dusty Argentina combined. Mohammed, the hips don't lie, bro. Mohammed, the hips are your favorite, yeah? Is that what you want? Astaghfirullah. I'm joking. The hips don't lie, man. She's done, you know what? How many World Cups has she done songs for? I think the last 10 years she's been doing so many songs. Like, I think so many World Cups she's been doing all the songs. She did, I think maybe she did the South Africa World Cup because she's saying Waka Waka Ah. You know, she did that one. She did this one with Burna Boy. Did she do the one in Qatar? I think she might have done the one in Qatar as well. She sang. She sang the one in Qatar as well, I think. But yeah, Real Madrid on Rodri now, yeah, because he's already in Madrid. They try to get him. They try to get him to sign the contract, yeah. Some of them will bag 16 million a year, you know. Ain't Man United were not offering him 16 million a year. Stop the cap, people. I don't think United were even giving him a 10 million a year. No way United were not giving him 10 million a year, man. But yeah. My hips can move, man. No problem. Early night tonight. Big up, Ben. Mrs. has a very early start tomorrow. Okay. Big up, Ben. Big up. Love, man. Always appreciate it when you can come on. She robbed that South African song. What do you mean she robbed it? Did people not write it for her to sing it? Let me just go back to the poll, see where we are. For me, Zaire-Emery is above everybody, man. But yeah, 39% of you, Zaire-Emery. 23% of you, Alex Scott. 22% of you, Kone. 16% Sanderberg. Yeah. Smash the likes, people. Let's go. Let me just see where the likes are. Are we close to 100 likes yet? Are we even on 80 likes yet? Are we even on 80 likes yet, people? Oh, yeah. Let's be having you. Yeah, big up. Big up Tactical Devils for the raid, man. Big up Tactical Devils for the raid. Tactical Devils for the raid. Big up. Big up Jarvis and Stu. Yeah, since the 2010 to 20, as I remember. In 2006, I was only 10 years old. Bro. 2006, you were 10 years old. Yeah. Yeah, people. 19 more likes. Let's do it. Big up to Jarvis, Tactical Devils. Yeah, man. Listen, let's pay a homage, man, to Kevin Keegan as well. Big up for the Tactical Devils raid, man. Appreciate you for the raid. Big up to Jarvis, Tactical Devils. Listen, Kevin Keegan passed away, man. The football family. We always in it. The football family. Yeah, I'm good, man. Ayush, yeah, man. Big up. I'm good. Good to see you, man. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP and get in the voting. Yeah, Kevin Keegan was a special footballer, man. Really great manager for Newcastle. Took them to a league title challenge with Manchester United. You know, I love it if we beat them and all that. But yeah, he was a very much loved character in the game, man. Fantastic player. Won the European Player of the Year, I think, twice, if I'm not mistaken. And played for Hamburg, but he's also known playing for Liverpool in England, famously in Liverpool. I think they might have won European Cup or something like that at Liverpool. So yeah, legend, and condolence to him and his family. Condolence to him and his family. Apparently he had some bad cancer. So yeah, we hope and pray that he's going to be all right. Sorry, the family's going to be all right. And that, you know, cancer is horrible, man. Hate is a strong word, but I hate cancer, man. It destroys so many people's lives. Honestly, it destroys people. Big up to Bilal. Yeah, R.I.P. Kevin Keegan. You know what I mean? Great man, too, man. Yeah. Love football, was enthusiastic about football, man. So we send our condolences and love to his family. Entertainer, played great football, massively underrated. Yeah, 100%. I remember actually. Was he the manager of Fulham when Fulham came up to the Premier League? I think he might have been. He might have been. Yeah, he might have been the manager of Newcastle. He might have been. But yeah. So the other big thing news, obviously, that we're hearing is that Manu Kone, now that they're realizing what the midfield market is like, that Roma want at least 70 million. They want 70 million pounds, apparently. Not euros, 70 million pounds. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. For a guy has injury-prone tendencies, the guy that's getting muscle fatigue, no, thank you. I'm not paying that much money, man. Sorry. He's already a massive link. Let me just ask Musa, man, if he's about. You know what? To be fair, Musa's got he's got family in it. He might have gone to bed. He might have gone to bed, man. He might have gone to bed. Trust me, he might have gone to bed. So yeah, it might be a bit too late for him. Very charitable, involved in the Kick It Out, funded disability charities. Yeah, man. Listen, he was a great guy, man. He was a legend of the game. He was involved, yeah, in Kick It Out, funded disability charities. Yeah. Gone too soon, man. He's in his 73, I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. But I heard that in the last couple of years he's been really struggling. Yeah, struggling with cancer. So we wish him well, and we're glad he's no longer in pain, man. But we hate cancer, man, and we send love. Yeah, 100%, bro. I'm telling you now, Peter. They're saying over 70 million pounds. I'm like, yo, Roma, put the pipe down. Put the blood murder she wrote pipe down, because he ain't worth 70 million. He ain't better than Reinders. The problem with Reinders is that to play for Pep Guardiola, he has a particular way of playing through the midfield. You have to know the system. You can't just get straight into the team. He ain't better than Reinders, bro. He's not. Reinders was the best midfielder at that time available in Italy. Yeah. So Kone, for me, yeah, injury prone, 100%. Listen, if you look at the amount of muscular injuries he's getting, I'm not taking a chance on that guy, man. I'm not. 70 million, are you crazy? Not paying 70 million whatsoever. He ain't worth no 70 million, people. That is not happening. Lay off the pipe. Put the pipe down, man. Stop smoking that. Yeah, I like Bruno G. But if you said to me, Bruno G, Zaire-Emery, I'm going for Zaire-Emery. Yeah, you think so, but I like Bruno G. But now that we've signed Tielemans, I think I would go and get Alex Scott or Emery. That's who I would go for. If Paris Saint-Germain were not going to sell him, I would try to tempt him and say, look, they've got Fatinia, they've got Luis, they've got Neves. Come and play first team for Manchester United. But yeah, Manu Kone, apparently Roma. That's what we're hearing, people. It could be scare tactics. It could be negotiating tactics. But that's what we're hearing. Kone, 70 million pounds. No way. Not paying that. No chance. And look how much he went for Reinders. People try to get a twisted thing that Reinders has all of a sudden gone shit because he's gone to Newcastle, gone to Man City. No. If you don't understand, go and listen to Listen to the interviews that on the overlap. Gary Neville talking to what's his name? The right back, Man City right back. Oh my God, Man City right back. Walker. Burnley right back, Walker. And Walker's trying to explain how he wants his midfielders to play. You can't take a touch. He don't like midfielders taking a touch, taking too many touches. Yeah, that's a question, isn't it? I'm thinking first team. I just say, listen, you should be playing. Should not be on the bench, pal. Yeah, 100% Maresca will like him. He went for about 40 to 50 million. So why Kone are worth 70 million? He's not worth 70 million. He's not worth 70 million. No way. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. That's not happening. So that's what's needed. That is what's needed. That's what's needed. Big up, just joined. Yeah, big up, people. Don't think any one of these four will join. It'll be a Talisman and Santos to come out of nowhere. It will be like, okay, fair enough. Nura, if it's Cameron, what is going on with football, man? Chelsea Dealing said, so listen, Cameron, can I send you the link? Jump on. Can you jump on? Let me know if you can jump on, Cameron. Let me send you the link. 2 minutes, because I want to talk to you. Do you see what he said? He's throwing shade at your club, mate. He said, going to the bet, he said, I'm glad, so happy to be signing for. This is what he said. He said, I'm so happy to be signing for. Yeah. He said to be signing for the biggest club in London. Yo, man's throwing shade at Arsenal, you know. Biggest club in London, you know. That is dirty, you know. And he agreed everything with he agreed everything with he agreed everything with Arsenal. All personal deals done with Arsenal, but obviously Arsenal did not want to pay for that. So yeah, Cameron, jump on, man, if you can. Yeah. You can even put him, you can put him with Tillemans as well. And he'll do all the running. Zaire-Emery will be perfect counter, a perfect partner in the midfield with Tillemans or Kobe. I'm telling you, Zaire-Emery will cover that ground. He'll eat up that ground. Yeah, but surprise, underwhelming surprise, or what? What surprise? They're going to get somebody who's got no legs who can get around the football pitch. Who are you talking about, bro? What team are you talking about, Bilal? Big up to you. Chelsea. You mean Chelsea or Arsenal? Oh, Arsenal, yeah. Chelsea and Villa did some sneaky loophole because ain't no way Emery rates Garnacho. Is Garnacho going to the Villa? Is Garnacho going to Villa? Big up, Cameron. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, good, man. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Yo, I just seen the statement before, man. Your boy's dead, bro. He says, I'm glad to be joining the biggest club in London, you know.
They all say this crap, don't they? They all say it.
You know that, but that's not even. He's not even having like. That's shots, bro. That's shots fired, bro.
It's his PR team. His PR team have told him, "Hey, you say this, Chelsea fans will love you." It's like when Van Persie, when he left us and came to you lot, and he goes, "The child in me said join Man United."
That was the truth, though.
No, man, he was in a kit. He was in an Arsenal kit as a kid. You can't say this.
That's the truth, bro.
No,
But you man let him down. You were selling all your best players, bro.
If he'd wait, I mean, obviously he did the right thing, obviously, but if he did wait a year, he'd have been in a right team with Özil when Özil joined. If he just waited a season, but anyway,
The child didn't scream
Man United, and then his career was he was at Fenerbahce in 2 seasons, all 3 years.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Genuinely, I do know Arsenal are a bigger football club than Chelsea. Fact. I've always been.
Thank you.
I've always been. Chelsea have had 20 years of success. To me, Arsenal is still the bigger club than Chelsea.
I get it. I get our position in today's football. We don't have that pool at Wenger had with the French boys. You know, like we're not that team anymore. But
but for me, in terms of fan base and in terms of history, before they bought their history, they bought their history, bro.
Celebrity fans, all the above. Like you look at what we've got, like our infrastructure. Chelsea are a mess. They came 10th.
It's not even about the mess. I remember, Cameron. I'm older than you. I remember there used to be car parked behind the goal.
Yeah, the stand, the shed, whatever it was called back in the day. Yeah, I remember. I love Premier League years.
And Arsenal were winning leagues, FA Cups, having good teams.
Yeah. Well, it's been us and you. Us, you, Liverpool.
To me, it's like Chelsea before Ibrahimovic were just a normal football club, mid-table club.
Yeah.
When Ibrahimovic came, it was 50-something years since they won the league.
Yeah, they're Ken Bates, chairman. Like they were just whatever.
He passed
London
away
club.
Recently as well, didn't he, Ken Bates?
Yeah, 94. Yeah, good innings.
Yeah, good innings, man.
But
we're talking about Kevin Keegan as well.
What a legend! What a legend he was.
Yeah. Listen, legend. I remember. I think he was one of the people who bought Fulham back up. I think, and then he went to Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken, or was it the other way? I'm sure he managed Fulham. Let me have a look because I don't know why I'm getting Fulham.
Yeah, I remember him as Newcastle, England. He was England manager on it at one point. Yeah.
Listen, how disappointed are you?
I'm not so disappointed in missing out on Rodgers because I don't rate him that much anyway. Even before the window, I was just kind of thinking, I hope we don't overspend on that kid because I think it's very easy to overspend in today's market, especially on English players. I'm just disappointed in the lack of proactiveness. Like the window's going on. We've not signed anyone really. Even you guys. I don't think you guys had a good window, but you're far above us. We're just not patching any polls. We're not selling any players that we need to sell, and we're not getting good value. I think Trossard deal when it happened was cheap. I mean, he's a Premier League winner, and he's been an important player for us for a few years. How are we only getting whatever we got 20-odd million for him? Like he should be at least 40, or at least 30, mid 30s. But our biggest ever sale, by the way, is 35 million. Can you believe that? How embarrassing is that? Terrible window. We've not got rid of Martinelli. We're not moved on players that we need to have moved on yet. And on Arteta before the window, he said we're going to be ruthless. That was his words. And there's been no ruthlessness. We missed out on Mongo, which I'm not too upset about, but it's just like messing around. In the end, that's what happened. The City came in. But yeah, what about you, Nora? How are you feeling on United? Are you happy, sad?
Yeah, I mean, the most expensive player Manchester United saw was Ronaldo.
Yeah,
I think the last player that we saw for money, I think second was Garnacho.
Oh, really? How much he sold Garnacho for?
40 million.
Still, it's a decent amount for him.
We're not that great sellers either, bro.
Yeah, no, you're not. You guys aren't either, and you guys need to be from now on, right?
100%.
In the state you're in.
100%.
That's why I don't get the Tielemans signing. There's no resale value on him. He's going to retire.
I don't think it's about. Listen, Tielemans is a good player, but we don't have a guy who's going to cover ground and defensively cover for him in our squad. We don't have that. We have Ugarte, but he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, who's that Tynan Thompson you signed?
Tyler Thompson. I mean, he's some young 18-year-old kid, man.
Yeah,
from Spurs.
I saw a good tweet today about
he might be part of the homegrown quota. But they're saying that he's going to be integrated into the team, and I'm like, give it a rest, man. He still looks raw. Manchester, we're not great at developing youngsters, man. We're not stable enough to develop youngsters. He comes on, has a couple of bad touches. You know what's going to happen, Cameron, with my football club? He's going to get cooked on X, and then he's going to lose confidence.
How have your fans? They're so supportive of Jim Glazer, but they're so anti young players and risk football.
100%. Yeah, big up Mohammed. Listen, I'm not buying players of World Cup hype, bro. Spence is good. He played well. He's one of England's best players.
Fashion merchant. He was fist pumping and tackling and.
But I'm not buying him. I'm not buying him off that. I rated him when he was at I was rating him when he was at Nottingham Forest when he was on loan, I think, from Middlesbrough. If I'm not mistaken, he was at Middlesbrough. They loaned him to Nottingham Forest, and when I was watching a lot of Championship games, Nottingham Forest games, because James Garner was in the same team as Jed Spence, and I was watching him on there.
Did you see the whole story why he left Middlesbrough to begin with? Neil Warnock kicked him out, said you got to go. They had to get rid of him. So he did like a thing on an interview when I think Forest won the league, if I remember rightly, and got promoted. And he said on TV, he goes, Neil, are you watching? He said something like that, or did something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And he's an Arsenal fan. You know that?
Is it?
Yeah.
He's from the ends, isn't it? He's from the ends. He's from the ends, man.
There's a picture of him and his dad.
I know that his sister is an actress of some sort. Yeah, she's an actress, I think.
I don't rate him that much. I think he's got great athleticism.
He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
Really? Everyone keeps telling me these Spurs players are good, but they almost got relegated.
I think Spurs as a club is effed up. Yeah. I think with this Spurs team and with the coaching of Iriola, he's going to do well. He's going to do well, man. Yeah.
So rate your window for me so far out of 10.
For me?
Yeah.
At this moment in time, I want 6. I said 6 or 7 players Manchester United needed to sign. At this moment, it's a 3.
Yeah.
Outsider, what do you think it is as an outsider?
I thought you were going to give it a 3 or a 4. From what I know about your views on football, I feel like this has not hit the mark. Like you want a rebuild of the midfield, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and this isn't it. This is a it's papering over the cracks as usual. I think I think Santos could be all right. I mean, but again, I don't really believe in him enough. But you never know at that age, right? He could break that season.
That's Santos. The Black one. It's wait and see FC, innit? Wait and see FC. There we go. He needs development as well. He needs to be further developed, but I don't see that at this moment in time. I don't.
No.
I could change my mind if he hits the ground running. Then I can change my mind and go, okay, give a high score, Santos. But at this moment in time, I'm not. Because it's the amount, it's the numbers of players we needed to sign, and we're going into August very soon. Season's gonna start in how many? Maybe 3 weeks time, 4 weeks time. The season starts. Yeah. So,
what would you rate the window?
Yeah,
in a week?
Big up Bilal. Yeah, he's the first Muslim player to play for England.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. And what would you give the window if in a week you got rid of 2 out of the 3 out of Maguire, Shaw, and Bruno? If somehow you get rid of them to Saudi for a reasonable amount.
For the ins, it will still be 3. For the outs, it'll be a 10.
Honestly, I think that would refresh. Like, people talk about cultures and these things. I really have believed in it now. After what I've seen Arteta do, rebuild that culture from what Emery had. Like, I believe in it, and I think you guys are so hamstrung with having these guys. I think get rid of them.
We want to bring Rashford back, bro. What about getting rid of? We can't even sell
take
Rashford.
him. I honestly, the window's been so bad so far. I take Rashford. I'd give you guys 45 mil.
By the way, you signed. What do you rate your window? You signed that Belgian winger.
Christophe Solis. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. How old is he, by the way?
He's 24, but he went to his he flopped when he went to Norwich, which can happen. And then all that's happened is he went to some Bundesliga 2 club, banged in some goals, and he went to Bruges and banged in goals. There's no evidence he can perform at the top level. So I'm sorry, I'm not sitting there happy with that. At least with Gyökeres, I saw him do it in the Champions League. So even though he's been underwhelming, look, he still got 20 goals and we won the league. So he did what he was required to do.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Logic FC? You're saying that Jed Spence is not Muslim. He's Muslim.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting, yeah. That he is Muslim.
Everybody knows. Damn. What are we talking about? He's somebody from my part of the world, bro. He's East African. He's part of his heritage is East African, bro. So chill it out, man. Stop trying to troll.
Keep Maguire one more year. Why not? For the
some Muslims drink. Some Muslims drink. Yeah, they do.
This guy's on.
Yeah, some Muslims drink. Nuruddin, would you take Fabian Ruiz? He's expected to won everything. World Cup champions. He's got 1 year left of his contract.
He ain't coming to United, brother. Come on.
No,
Let's get real.
No, because you know why? I won't
Yeah.
take him because it's not the profile that we need. He's a
You
good
wouldn't have
player,
him?
but it's not the profile we need. at
You
this
wouldn't
moment
take
in time.
Fabian Ruiz if he was available.
No, because he's not a guy who's going to cover ground, is he? We need guys who's going to. So if you said to me, would you take Fabian Ruiz instead of Tielemans or Santos? I would.
Okay,
But-
right. Okay.
But we at this moment in time, we need people who can cover the ground. And
Like
Zaire-Emery is
Kone
the
or
guy
some
for me. Zaire-Emery is
quality.
unbelievable.
Yeah, how stupid is Deschamps for not starting him?
I think partly, but the other part is East African. It's mixed heritage.
Yeah. How is Deschamps not starting Zaire-Emery?
It's madness, bro.
He bossed the game when he was trying in England. He was bossing it. He's
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
Proper class.
Yeah, 100%. But listen, we've talked about a midfielder. So you rate your guy. Yeah.
Solid.
There you go.
5 out of
You
10
rate
for
it.
him.
So basically, he came to Norwich and he failed. And then what happened?
So then I think he left on permanent deal. Went to some Bundesliga club. I think he had bad loan spells as well. While he was at Norwich, he had a bad loan spell. Went permanently to some Bundesliga 2 club, banged in 20 odd goals in 30 odd games, and then went to Bruges where he'd been last season and did well. But
Yeah, we were linked with him as well, by the way. United were linked with him as well.
Yeah. He looked good in their league, but when we played them in the Champions League, he was shy. Like with Gyökeres, when we played them, he was a handful. Even against Gabriel and Saliba, he had a good moment. I think he could be good. I'm not convinced. At least with Trossard when we did that deal, right, which I thought was an amazing deal at the time as well. Like you knew he was scoring goals in the Prem. There was no question about it. The question was about big Champions League nights and the big games, and he performed. It's gonna be hard to replace him. It really is.
Yeah. People, we're going to put the new poll up. The question that Cameron asked, how do you rate the window? Let me just go through to this poll. We asked, who do you want to be the third midfielder? Zaire-Emery, 36%. Alex Scott, 26%. Kone, 20%. Sanderberg, 18%. We're going to end that poll. And now I'm going to ask you, please, we need 47 more likes on the video. And that would be fantastic if we can do that. That would be amazing. Honestly, you will make me so happy. Come on, people. Do it for me. 47 of you like the video. So that means then we'll have 150 likes. That's what the stream deserves, people. But I'm going to ask you, how do you rate the window so far? How do you rate? Because like Cameron says, the window is not just about buying players, it's about getting rid of players. Well, how do you rate the window so far? 47 more likes needed, people. 47 more likes needed. ASAP, let's go. So let's go with 3, 4, 5, and let's say 7. Yeah? Let's do that. What are you rating the window at? Get voting, people. Get voting.
So, Nuruddin, what do you think to Rodgers as a player? And
I like Rodgers, and I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. Yo, listen, don't bring that here, bro. Don't Logic. Unsubscribe and see you later, man. We're not here, man. We're not gonna go tell people about. We're not bringing a new atheist BS to the conversation, bro. Don't be bringing your new atheist bullshit, man. Because majority of those new atheists are all Zios. So don't be bringing it here. We're here to talk about football, talk about everything else, but we're not gonna hate on people, man. Some of the best people I've known in my life have been religious people. I've been Jewish religious people. I've been Christian religious people. I've been Muslim religious people. And and actually a couple of my friends are Buddhist. Really good people. So some of those people who've got religions are some of the best people I know in my life, bro. So give it a rest. Sorry, ask your question again. Rodgers, yeah, I think he's a good player. I think I think he should be able to get found out. I think he is one of those hot streak kind of player. He'll have some hot streaks where he's banging in goals. We've seen for Villa. You know what I mean? He couldn't stop scoring from outside the area. He did play decently well for England, even though they should have took him off in the second half, I think. Bought on Saka and bought on Rashford for him and Gordon, you know, at 68th minute. But that's just the way people are.
117 mil, though.
But to me, it's wild, bro. It's absolutely wild. But apparently, obviously, he's going to play. He's going to play him and Palmer as 2 number 10s. I'm going to play 2 midfielders, 2 number 10s, 3 at the back, and the wing backs. So that's the reason why.
Makes sense.
So him as a number 10 behind. So they're buying in for that shooting, innit? Palmer's going to pass the ball for that shooting. So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he had 1 goal since Jan, though. At the end of towards the back end of the season. I say back end of the season, not half of the season. He like you said, hot and cold, but he was cold for the flipping, January into the end. Yeah, I'm not a big XG merchant, but I do believe in some parts of it. And when it was, I think it showed his shot graph, at the first half of the season when you said he was scoring all these goals, and all his shots were really low quality, low XG. And it's one of those things that obviously worked out for him in that period, but is it repeatable? I don't think it is. And his dribbling is awful. If you actually watch his dribbling, he covers ground, but he's not a great ball carrier. Again, Chelsea's a different thing into Villa. It's a different request as an attacker.
Yeah. No, we definitely said that Manchester United needs centre backs. Logic. We definitely said that. Yeah, Cameron. Yeah, I would say that. I think he's a goal scorer. I think he is a midfield player, goal scorer, number 10, like coming in from narrow winger who takes shots. But I think if teams can work him out, I think he can be worked out to block those shots. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what he's good at. But yeah, they still have Palmer in it. So it is what it is. But
this guy says Rodgers ain't better than Mbuemo.
Yeah. He is not worth 117 million.
No, not a chance. Yeah.
Not a chance. The most I would have paid for him is 75 mil.
I was about to say 70, yeah. I was about to say 70, over 70, and I'm getting a bit cautious.
Only because he scored those goals. That's it.
Yeah. And his age and homegrown as well for me. I get that. I understand it's a positive. But we don't need that. We've got a lot of homegrown players.
Yeah. People, let's go. Let's hit the likes, people. Let's hit the like.
What defenders do you want, Nuruddin, for United?
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I really like Richardson. I like how aggressive he is. Richardson.
Richardson from Palace, the American.
Yeah. I think he's super aggressive.
Yeah. Quality. I used to like that. Lacroix, but he's.
Oh yeah.
Looks a bit slow.
With Chelsea as well, apparently. Some people like him, but I like Richards. I just like he's very aggressive. He's
the best defender they have. Yeah, 100%. He attacks the ball. Good leader.
But I also like Anderson. Is it Anderson? Fulham. I really like Anderson.
Yeah.
He's got stick diag passes, man. He can hit the diags. The Danish player. I really like him as well.
Yeah, well, we've got a few injuries, but for nothing too. I think we're going to really need to start getting some players in. I don't see Rice being available for the first couple of weeks. I think Saliba's got a back injury now, severe. Yeah. Do you see that video of Gabriel playing in some local village friendly
in Brazil? Yeah.
Yeah, madness, man, madness. But these guys.
You're not insured. You know that. So you know that. I've known Wes Brown since we were like young, and he played with us at a local like pits, like 5-a-side and stuff like that. Fergie found out, and he wasn't allowed to play with us because he said he wasn't insured to play with us.
Yeah, makes sense. That's wild. Yeah,
you can have a kick around with kids, but you can't be playing in a proper game.
Yeah. What do you think to Aiden Heaven? That's a former gunner.
Yeah, he's done really well at United, even though he struggled with some injuries. But when he's played well. What do you think of him from the outside as an Arsenal man?
I understood it completely. I know Cheeto is a different case and not they happen at the same time, right? But I felt for Heaven makes a lot of sense. You how are you ever going to get any game time at Arsenal as a young promising centre half? You're just not going to get it, are you? So yeah, makes a lot of sense. United's a good move for him. When I watched him play for you guys, look good.
I think this is a big season for him, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I want to see him in Champions League. I want to see how he does in the big games.
Yeah.
I saw the stat. Rice has played more minutes than you guys. As Man United as a club last season, Chelsea as a club. It's madness, man. Absolutely mad. How many games that guy's played this year?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Dogu's better up the pitch, me personally. I mean, that's where he's had his best games. Yeah, big up King. So people, let's get to that 150 likes, man, ASAP. Let me just go back on that poll. So I asked, how do you rate this window so far? But yeah, 3%, 55, 4%. So 4 out of 10. 3 out of 10, 55%. 4 out of 10, 10%. 5 out of 10, 20%. 7 out of 10, 15%. So I think majority we agree.
Yeah.
Because we've not sold anybody. We've not sold anybody whatsoever. We've not sold anybody. The least you could do is like the video, people, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Right, Cameron, let's get into it. So that's your only signing so far is that winger, isn't it? Is he left winger?
Oh, no, we've got the Leeds keeper.
Oh, yeah, but he's the second backup. So this is how we signed so far. We've signed the Leeds current goalkeeper we've signed.
Oh, Cardalo. Yeah.
That's a number 2. We've signed this youngster, 18, and some United fans are trying to tell me he's some fucking like first team. I'm like, honestly, some of them people on the socials.
When you're having a bad window, you'll say anything, won't you, just to give yourself belief?
I swear to God, man, the level of bootlicking is unbelievable. But they said that United are going to integrate him into the first team. I've seen the kid. He ain't ready for now, man. unless it's something we've not seen that the public are not aware of, that United know. Yeah, people are like, oh, just like Heaven. No, Heaven was a guy that was ready to get some games, at least in the League Cup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Arsenal couldn't offer that to him. So we've signed him. So we've signed 4 players, but only really 2 for the first team. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Yeah, this guy, Mboimo999, says we signed 3 mid-table players. A really funny tweet I saw today was, if you looked at Man United's transfer window so far, you'd think it's Hull or Burnley's.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny. I was laughing. I thought, yeah, probably, if I saw this and Hull City, I was like, I'll be like, oh, Hull's having a good window. Madness.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, big up Manchester United, Simon Kone. How much cost for Manchester United? My name is Chad Prescott, live in Barbados. Yo, I love Barbados, man. Nice. I love, what's it? Something town. Brown Town or something like something town. I was there, man. It was amazing. Some of the clearest waters I've ever seen. Some of the best fish. My favorite fish, Prescott, was flying fish. Oh my God. The freshest fish I ever had. There's a restaurant on the beach here, one of the beaches in Barbados. You literally see the boat coming in. Within half an hour, 40 minutes, it's on your table.
Yeah. How do you get there? You have to fly to America and then to
Barbados? No. It's a 7-hour flight from London.
Oh, right. Damn. Nice.
7 or 8 hour flight from London, man. Beautiful. I was there for 2 weeks, 2 and a bit weeks, man. One of my best friends got married there. He got married there, man.
Angelo Stiller, yeah. Everybody was talking about him last year, and now it's all dried
up. No, we don't need Angelo Stiller now because he's not of the profile that Manchester United need. Manchester United needs somebody who's going to eat up the ground, man. Who's got really good dual and defensive capabilities. That's what we need.
Bundesliga attacks as well.
Yeah, that's what Manchester United need. So, Cameron, how much of the World Cup have you watched this World Cup? How many games have you watched?
Honestly, almost all of it. I work for an American company, so I was up late. My hours were weird, but I was up kind of late anyway. So I ended up watching it all.
Serious?
Yeah. Honestly, I think I missed like 1 game. It's crazy.
What? So
yeah.
So you work for an American company. So you work that late at night.
recently it was like they kind of let you it's like flexible, but they were having me work from like between 5 or 6 p.m. till like late night, early morning.
5-6 p.m. till early.
Yeah, East Coast time. Yeah, so it was good. It was a good laugh. It was too much football, too much dross football as well. Such a lot of crap.
So, in terms of the World Cups, where do you rank that World Cup?
Diabolically bad. I think from beginning, all the controversy from the beginning, I felt like the refereeing was at its worst. VAR was at its worst I've seen ever since it's been integrated. Quality was pretty bad. I mean, we've spoken about it before. There's not the quality of players in the world now. Why is Rodgers going for 117 million? It's because there's no one good is available. And then I think just what topped it off for me was Trump trying to get in the picture of the thing.
He's a weirdo, isn't he? He's a fucking weirdo.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. So yeah, honestly, for me,
Rodri telling him,
yeah, get out of the way. Yeah,
like, yo, get off, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to speak to Pedri. Pedri's looking at him like that.
Yeah. I don't blame him, man. How did you rank it, Ronaldo? What did you think to it?
I love World Cups, bro. I absolutely love World Cups. I'm not gonna lie. And this is my I think fifth or fifth World Cup. And bro, let me count it. Now it must be at least my 7th World Cup.
Right.
7th World Cup. This was the worst by far. Because you know what makes the World Cup for me? It's the atmosphere. It's especially the African fans. Like the idea that usually Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Senegal, they all take Egypt, Morocco, they all take drummers. Like Senegal, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, they have about 250 people playing.
Yeah.
Like the full bands, percussion, singing, dancing, regardless, win, lose, or draw. I love that. The colors. Some of those people will paint themselves in their national colors, just wear shorts, but paint their whole body.
Yeah.
Like in the color, the aspect of the color and the music and the sound through the television. That's what I love. All of that was not allowed, bro.
Yeah. And there was that fan, the Congo fan.
Guess how much they were asking you to put down? 15 grand to put down. So for you to get a visa, you have to prove that you had 15 grand. So it was the most elitist World Cup that ever been in the history of World Cups. It was the most expensive World Cup. You had people come out the stadium the other day in the World Cup final. And guess how much people paid for seats?
How much?
30 grand. Somebody paid 40 grand for one ticket.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
10 grand. Some of the cheapest tickets were like 5 to 10 grand.
Yeah. So it's just,
like
you said.
Some guy paid 3 tickets. 90 grand they cost him.
Yeah.
So only people who can afford it are these big execs, the guys, bankers who work on the New York Stock Exchange. So it's like it was certified the most expensive World Cup in the history of World Cup, and it is absolutely by an absolute mile. One thing I say about Qatar, all those fans were there. All of those different type of fans were there. They were there. And more were there. The fans were incredible. You didn't have any of these gimmicks. You didn't have all these twerking girls with the pom-poms, cheerleaders and all of that. You didn't have any of that. You didn't have Madonna driving R9 and running a video.
Oh, God.
You didn't have any of that shit. You didn't have Bieber singing about fucking hallelujah, mate.
Yeah.
Some guitar, man. BS.
Yeah, I thought South Africa was probably my favourite. I thought that was a quality World Cup.
I love 2002. South Korea, Japan.
Yeah.
That was a sick World Cup. I can tell you games about that. I remember Italy, South Korea knocked out Italy. And there was a striker, I think he was playing for Perugia, South Korean striker. They ripped up his contract.
Oh, no way. Wow.
The Italians were like, yo, don't bother coming. They were like, don't bother coming.
That's when South Korea, when they had Gus Hiddink, right? He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a
Korea
cool
was
article
sick,
about
mate.
that. Yeah,
Korea
he's
was
a
sick,
legend
Korea
there.
and
You know,
Japan.
they treat him like bigger than better than the prime minister.
Of course. He's a
Yeah, he's a
hero, innit?
legend.
He's a national hero.
Yeah,
He's a hero to them, yeah. But honestly, people, 40 likes needed, man. Let's get to 40 likes ASAP. Let's go, people. The least you could do is like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. So I love that. My first ever proper understanding football was World Cup 94. 98 was interesting. The football was not all that, to be fair. 98, but 2002, I remember some memorable games. I think they knocked out Spain as well, if I'm not mistaken, South Korea. I think they knocked out Spain and Italy. And I remember 2002, Senegal played France, knocked them out in the first round with Zaire-Emery, Zinedine Zidane, all these players in the pitch. And actually, the goal scorer was the late, great Papa Diop. He passed away. He used to play for Fulham.
I remember.
Used to call him the Hammer. The man who could shoot, man. 6'4", big guy. Yeah, he scored the goal. 2002. 2006, Germany. I should have gone to that World Cup, to be fair. 2006. I don't know what. You know what? I couldn't get work off. Everybody else went on holiday in my workplace there at that time, and I really wanted to go. I think Aaron went to that. I think Aaron might have gone to some of those games. Yeah, Aaron was there. You know, Germany, one thing to say about Germany, they might be all getting all fascistic now, but they love football, bro. You know that in France. So it's a game, but England played France. I was in Germany, and they calculated there were more people, 3 times more people watched the game between England and France in Germany than they did in France. Like almost maybe 8 million watched in France. In Germany, nearly 40 million people watched that England versus France game. It's mad. Every square in Germany when a World Cup or the Euros was on. Every square, television out, everybody's out watching the game. It's crazy.
Sick.
No, I do rate 2010, but I'm just trying to remember. England were crap in 2010, weren't they?
I remember it was when Ozil cooked up England. Barry got Gareth Barry, remember, and Ashley Cole. He skipped past Gareth Barry and then he megs Ashley Cole. And I remember
they play Turkey. Did they play England?
No, Germany, man. Ozil,
Germany. Sorry, Germany. Yeah. And the Frank Lampard, it was the Frank Lampard.
Yeah, that's the
Frank Lampard, the ball that went that much over the line.
Yeah.
After that technology came in, innit? Yeah, I love the Zuzelas, whatever they were called.
Yeah. And then,
but I love that Mexico, that opening game, Mexico, South Africa, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That commentary.
They played awesome. I love watching South Africa this World Cup. Their football was so the possession-based, expansive. It was brilliant to watch. I mean, probably didn't get them the best results, but it was great entertainment.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm just trying to remember. In my head, I'm just trying to remember games. I love 94 because Bulgaria and Romania got to the later stages. And the Romanians dyed their hair all blonde. They all went all blonde.
All right.
A couple of them were Chelsea players, actually. Duma Crespi, one of them was a Chelsea player.
Yeah,
they had a guy called Georgia Hadji. And Bulgaria had Stoichkov. But there was a guy called Kostadinov that knocked Germany out.
All right.
What was the one where Germany got knocked out recently? What World Cup was that? Was that Brazil? I think it was Brazil, South Korea. South Korea, yes.
Yeah, that was it. 28. Yeah, they went out.
Germany were by far the best.
That's why Ozil quit the German team. He said there was lots of racism. Him and Sami Khedira and those guys and Gundogan.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, so he quit the team. So that was like for me a big stinker. And none of his teammates supported him. So that's why I'm not, as much as I rate all these German legends, I'm not a massive fan of them. You know, like Kroos. They let it happen.
Yeah.
So
they did. Yeah, they did. This one, Germany was turning, but yeah. No, I did. It was the first African World Cup, but I'm just trying to remember the games. What were the big games?
Spain, it was Iniesta, wasn't it? Iniesta's late
Spain,
goal.
Switzerland. I remember they got beat 1-0 in it in their first game. They got beat 1-0. In 2016, Maradona. Was he in charge of 2016 as well?
I think he was, yeah. No, he was gone
Yeah,
by
he was
2014.
high. Yeah, he was high as a kite.
Yeah.
Big up Jarvis. Yeah, he was high as a kite. I love Diego, man. I don't
You
care.
seen those
I
clips
love
of him? And he's trying to coach Messi. Tell him to, he's like throwing the ball at him, saying like control it.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
Yo, if anybody could, Maradona could.
Yeah, dude, he's a legend.
To be fair, he's the only guy who could tell him.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody who's going to sub Messi off.
Maradona, man, legend for me. Absolute legend.
Yeah,
Maradona. Have you seen his film? They put it on actually. It was on Channel 4. It'll be on the Channel 4 app. Watch it, Cameron.
Oh yeah. All right, nice.
It was the last proper documentary that was done about his life. Crazy. It's on the Channel 4 iPlayer.
I have to give it a watch, man. Yeah, definitely.
It's literally just Maradona. I went to watch it in the cinema when it came out. I think 3 years ago or whatever. How many years ago? Yeah. But this World Cup is the worst World Cup I've watched ever by an absolute mile. For everything that's gone on, for how much it cost the fans, how much we didn't allow the fans, the blatant cheating for Argentina was there to everybody to see.
And just the quality as well. I felt like the quality of players on shows.
For me, one of my favorite World Cups in terms of quality and entertainment, everything was Qatar. Qatar is probably my favorite World Cup.
Yeah.
Qatar is probably my favorite World Cup. Honestly, that final was the best game I've ever seen. The best final I've ever seen in a World Cup final.
Yeah, I think 2014. I think that German team was the best team I've ever seen.
Yeah,
absolutely complete.
100%. Big up, Sean. How you doing?
Big up, guys. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Too bad the World Cup is over. I don't share your sentiments at all. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed the World Cup.
Break it down for us. What was the reasons? What was the game? Memorable games. Obviously, there were a couple of memorable games. To be fair, to me, this World Cup was about Cape Verde. Cape Verde was like, for me, the whole world knows who Cape Verde are now. That to me, what the biggest story to come out of this World Cup was Cape Verde. The refereeing decisions, the VAR decision, Argentina cheating. They just stunk out the place for me personally.
I'm glad you corrected yourself that there were a few good games. But I think, you're not going to like the answer I'm going to give. But the way I think about it is, the World Cup took place in the largest media market in the world. And so whether or not we like it or not, whatever Americans pay attention to, the rest of the world does. So I think it helped a lot that the World Cup was hosted in the largest media markets in the world. I think that brought a lot of attention to the World Cup, like it needs more attention. But it brought the American sprinkle and pizzazz to it. So I think that helped in terms of the viewership. I think also there's like this general sense that for the people, for the masses, right, there's a lot more goodwill between countries than the leadership or politicians would have us believe. There's a lot more goodwill between the average person in Algeria and the average person in Kansas than President Trump and Netanyahu and all those people would have you believe. So the average person, the average regular person actually gets along with their neighbor and treats their fellow man with kindness and care, despite what the politicians would have you believe. So I think there was a lot of just good-natured camaraderie between Ivory Coast fans and Japanese fans, and between the Scottish fans and the Haitian fans, and so there's a lot of like love all over the internet as well. And and I think like the football itself, I think it was a good advertisement for football. Lots of blockbuster games, Cape Verde versus Argentina, Paraguay versus Germany. I think for people who are just watching football for the first time, you got an education on all the different styles of football: defensive, attacking, counter-attack. You got a renewed education on the rules of football, VAR, etc., all that kind of stuff. So I think for me, it was a very enjoyable tournament. I miss the days where we had 5 games in a day. It was a wonderful time of just back-to-back football that I'll be working and have my screen on the side showing me the game. So I think for me personally, it was a great World Cup. I enjoyed it every minute from beginning to end. I enjoyed it for the football on the pitch. I enjoyed it for the social and geopolitical considerations. I enjoyed it for the media and the TikTok memes and viral clips. So all in all, it was a good time from my perspective.
Yeah, fair enough. It's good to always give a balance, a different point of view. But I for me, it was the worst. I think one, because I was sick of being awake late. Cameron had to work, and part of his work, he said he stayed awake and watched it. Some of the games were way
I
too
guess
late
I
for me.
benefited from being in the time zone. I benefited from being in the US in the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
zone.
yeah,
So for me, it was perfect, right? The game
yeah,
starts 10 a.m. The
yeah.
games at 5 p.m. in the evening. I can balance. So yeah, I think to be fair, yeah, it was.
Yeah. Another big thing for me is that the only thing that I've got a couple of your points just to rebuttal. Nobody gives a fuck about the rest of us in the world who live in the world. We don't give a fuck about American media and bullshit. They can go on suck on one, innit? Like, we don't give a damn. The World Cup is the biggest thing in sporting event in the world, regardless whether US media gets involved. We're not asked about that. That to me is a get the F out of here with that talk. We don't give a damn about the American media. I can imagine for them and for you living there, it's totally different way of experiencing it, especially when you have to watch like the Premier League really late, you know what I mean? You have to watch, you have to get up. So I understand for you, and I'm pleased for you actually, and fans who are big fans of football, that you could, you know what I mean? You had that access, do you know what I mean? So I can appreciate that. The real
I
football
think
fans in
what
the
I'm
US.
saying about the media market, right? And again, I don't want one of my points to be misconstrued. I'm not suggesting that the World Cup needed the help of the American media market to boost the viewership. The World Cup is and has been and will be continue to be the biggest like sporting events in the world. But what I'm saying is that there's a reason why, for example, Hollywood movies dominate the market. So everybody in the world knows Michael Jackson, knows Avengers,
Yeah,
whether you're in China, Kazakhstan, or Timbuktu, because Hollywood and the American media kind of influence globally. There's a long,
yeah.
history of as to why that is. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. And so when the American mainstream media pays attention to something, unfortunately or fortunately, the rest of the world also takes notice.
Yeah,
Um,
football's not movies, though, man. I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with your point, but the sentiment is not the correct. Football doesn't need growth. So, like, when you say media market and exposure and all these things, it doesn't matter.
No, for the American market, for America, yes. I think for the domestic America
but
thing, for
America
them, yeah.
had their World Cup. They had that moment before. It's been and gone. When was
Yeah.
it 94?
94,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's but
Yeah, but
football
I
has gone
actually, you know what?
stagnant.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually enjoyed 94 more because I don't remember the games being that late. Obviously, there was not as many games, 100 million%. Because now the World Cup is what gone to how many games now?
You know why they were late, Nuruddin?
48 games.
It was because of Chinese, Chinese TV. It was the TV rights. The biggest bidders were China. So FIFA negotiated with them. That's why the times were the way they are.
Because I don't remember being that. Honestly, I remember watching the World Cup in '94 as a kid, and yeah, I watched majority of games. Obviously, it was 32 teams then. You know, this time you had about I think 104 games, if I'm not mistaken, Sean. I think that's what it
yeah,
was.
no, I mean,
104 games.
I think
It was
I
the
think the
most
gentleman
games ever. It's the most
is
games ever in the World Cup ever.
is
It's
doing
48 teams.
what I pleaded for you not to do, which is to misconstrue my point
No, we're not
to be that.
misconstruing.
No, I
No,
just want to clarify. I'm not saying that football needed America's help. That's not what I'm arguing at all.
no.
I'm not saying you said that.
But
I'm just
I
saying
think
when you're talking
it's
about
undoubtable that if there were a billion football fans before this World Cup, I'm saying by virtue of the American media market's influence, it went from a billion to a billion and 10. I'm saying you can attribute some increase in viewership or fandom to the influence of the American media market. I think that's everything from the fact that if you're a LeBron James fan, or if you're a Justin Bieber fan, or if you're a Jay-Z fan, if you're a casual person who is wondering why are all these celebrities now tweeting and Instagramming about soccer or football. Why are they also all of a sudden keen on football? Why is Cardi B going on a date with a Nigerian goalkeeper?
oh, come on,
yeah,
man.
no, no, that's you have to understand like how these
Not
like
because of the World Cup. No, you'll find that every World Cup that happens. There's a celebrity there. When Germany won the World Cup, Rihanna was partying with the Germans. You know,
yeah,
and
but trust me,
came to an Arsenal game.
if you saw the final, for example, right? Every time they turn the camera, if it's not Mick Jagger, like you can't compare the celebrity
because
concentration.
Of location, bro. That's
Exactly.
Because of where it is,
That's
where
the
they
point I'm
live.
making.
Because where they live, not because of any other
Exactly.
reason.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. Again, you go to other World Cups, you'll still pick out many celebrities, bro. I'm telling you.
I don't think there's a larger, and I mean, I don't see how this is really up for debate, but I don't think there's a larger concentration.
You're going on about. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but you're like the US location. Obviously, it's in their back garden, bro. Like they're gonna drive to it. I don't think
that's my point exactly. Like,
okay, but then I don't think that you really think that location is a problem for some of these celebrities that they can't just get a private jet and a box.
Yes, it is. Yes, I think it is.
No, I don't think so. Man.
I think it's a.
There's a lot more media. There's a lot more opportunity for people to be pushed in there by certain corporations and such. If you think that's good for, if you think that's good for the game, that's your viewpoint. I have a different viewpoint.
It's not about what's good for the game now. My claim is simply that there were benefits to hosting the World Cup in the US. That's the point I'm making. And you can call those benefits marginal, right? I don't think they are. I think the benefits are meaningful, both in terms of like the amount of money that FIFA earned during this tournament and the increase in viewership that the sport gained. I don't think it's true to say that you can replicate and I mean obviously you can have the opinion that the game is being watered down, the game is being influenced negatively. I don't contest any of that. My claims are very simple: that there were economic benefits to hosting the World Cup in the US that you would not be able to get anywhere else, and there are media benefits to hosting the World Cup in the US that you would not be able to get anywhere else in the world. Those are my two claims, and I don't think those are really contestable. So whether or not it's good for the sports, bad for the sports, I think all of that, I share the concerns.
Who made money from it, mate?
FIFA and all the brands and the and the companies.
I don't know what's the point of that claim. Yeah, we know FIFA are going to make money from that. They do everything for money. That's the problem.
No, I said no. The claim is that FIFA made more money by virtue of hosting it in America. So there's the economic uplift.
Do you not think it was bad for the average fan not to be able to afford a game?
So I don't disagree with any of that. I don't disagree with any of that.
For a ticket.
It's unfortunate. Yeah.
It's been the most corporate
World Cup ever. It's literally
I don't disagree.
Stolen. It's the most World Cup that's stolen by the rich. Literally, if you were the part of the elites in any country, the other thing I was talking about, Sean, that you had to have 15,000. You had to prove that you had a money of 15,000 for you to be able to get a visa if you came from African countries or predominantly black and brown countries. His mum, Vazidia, is it Vazidia? The Cape Verde. Couldn't put down that money. He didn't have 15 grand. But somebody, well, obviously after this game, he became, he trended everywhere, didn't he, in the social media. And I think what you're saying, Sean, I think I realized that on it took over social media.
Yeah.
That thing I do believe. And I think it would have took over social media regardless whether it was in America or not.
I don't agree with that.
What do you mean you don't agree with it? It doesn't matter where it is. It's a global game, bro. It's on TV.
I think it matters a lot where it is. Like I explained already that I think American entertainment, broadly speaking, American entertainment dominates the entertainment industry. So whether that's music, movies, or pop culture in general, right? The American market sets the trend.
That's totally different to football.
No, but you like the point we're making is that
no language. Movies is English.
Of course it has but like again, I think what the region was saying, which I'm agreeing with, right, is this World Cup blew up on social media. And you're saying that it would have blown up on social media regardless of where it was hosted. And I'm saying I disagree. So whether the added benefit of America is +2, +5, +100, I'm saying there's an incremental benefit to hosting the World Cup in America that you don't get anywhere else. That's it.
Okay, what is that benefit?
The benefit is from America being, again, the dominant player in the world, dominant force in entertainment, and pop culture. Like that is where the benefit comes from. So when the American pop culture lens is shining on something, that thing is popular for the whole world. It's the way it is. It's a legacy of the post WW2 system, and you can have your issues with it and the corporatism and all of that, but it doesn't. It there's a reason why, if you want to break out in the movie, you come to the US. Break out in music, it comes to the US. Break out in
Again, that's
entertainment, it
not
comes to the
football,
US.
bro. We've already spoke about this. That's not football.
Yeah, I think we're
That's a
going
whole
round and
different
round.
issue. That's a whole different thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
football is global. It doesn't need America's support or spotlight. We'll
I,
move on
I
anyway.
yeah, I don't know why you're why we're invested in
I
something
swear,
I'm not
listen,
contending,
Sean,
but yeah,
I just remember 2022 was big on social media as well. I remember that.
it wasn't this big.
But as social media has become more, the one thing I would say to you is that more American influencers jumped on the bandwagon for this World Cup. I say that.
Yes,
I say that much.
and that counts for something.
We don't need them because they're just fair weather. They're casuals. They're not real.
I don't disagree with that.
On the bandwagon. They're just jumping on the bandwagon.
I don't disagree with that.
One thing I would say to you, I agree, but then slightly disagree. So when real human beings meet each other, it's hard for people to be confrontational because they're from different parts, right? And my biggest part was that in this world, they never saw the night whether the Ghanaians, the Senegalese, the Moroccans, the Egyptians, the Cape Verdeans. They didn't see all those fans. The thing about the US is the immigrant country, isn't it? So everybody's from different parts of the world. Luckily for those countries, there were so many different communities who were already based there. There were Ghanaians.
Yep.
In New York alone, there are Cape Verdeans, the Senegalese, there's Moroccans, Algerians.
That's a fantastic point. I don't know which other country in the world you could say you can find all the ethnicities basically in
the point
that are already there.
The point what I'm trying to say is that the authentic home and away fans who were going away with their fans through the qualifiers. So we got like I was explaining to Cameron before that there's be about 200 people playing instruments and singing and dancing for 90 minutes full stop. If Nigeria would qualify, same for Ivory Coast, same for Senegal. They stole that away from me. The different colors of the music and the sounds and the bands. That's what Trump stole away from me because he's telling people you have to have 15 grand. Bullshit. It's just a way to keep out the fucking black and brown fucking countries and their fans.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Right? So that was a big thing for me. But when actually fans met each other, and of course, because of the local economy. So when he talked about the Algerians meeting the Americans from Kansas, 100%. Because I'm a big believer. On the whole, when human beings, they can hear so much about each other, like hatred, yeah? They can hear each other like being programmed to hate each other. But when they actually meet each other, like face to face, 100%. 100%. Because human beings should see other human beings and go, you know what, actually, regardless what's being said about your country, that country, whatever, you are this. Do you know what I mean? And
again, like football doesn't need America. Football doesn't need the American market. It doesn't need the Americans. It doesn't need the American media. It doesn't need any of that, right? So I think that's kind of like where the confusion is coming from. As if I'm suggesting that somehow FIFA or football needs America to help it. It doesn't. It does not at all. But it did help it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It doesn't need it, but there was a benefit. It does is what it is. Yeah.
But for me, so that aspect of it. But if that didn't exist, so if that 15,000 didn't exist and the racism, blatant racism didn't exist, I think that the US would have sold the world for what it is. And that to me breaks my heart because there would have been so many different people who would have traveled. The stadiums would have been rammed to the tilt. Do you understand? And
that would be a different country now. Yeah, that would be a different country, not the US.
So for me, that already tainted it. In terms of the memorable games, I'm trying to think, other than Cape Verde, Argentina, I think England, Mexico, Egypt, Argentina, what games really stood out and were like, oh, look at this game? Cameron, for you, what games was it like? You watch almost every game.
Yeah, there was some close ones, but then ultimately some of the quite horrendous officiating ruined it. I think two of those ones were Cape Verde versus Argentina and Egypt versus Argentina. Those are two countries that really deserve results in those games and deserved at least fair treatment. And there was like pretty horrific, some horrific calls in those games, especially the Egypt one. That was horrendous. Some decisions.
I think my favorite games would be between Cape Verde and Argentina and England, Mexico. I think Cape Verde Argentina was just a blockbuster game. I remember the feeling live when Lopez Obrador scored that goal at the last minute. And it was like, wow, everybody, Twitter was going crazy. And then England, Mexico, it was just the vibe in the stadium was you could feel it from the screen. So I think those were, for me, two classics.
But yeah, no, I felt like the football on offer was as bad as a World Cup I've ever seen. Yeah. When you look at some of the World Cups recently, anyway.
Yeah, the biggest thing I actually do not think that in terms of the quality was brought down because they introduced so many other countries. I was so happy to see like Iraq, Iran. The way that Iran were treated was despicable, by the way. Like, that to me was the most despicable. Well, I love seeing like Iraq. I love seeing like Jordan because I've never seen Jordan play football like in terms of as a country. I love seeing New Zealand, Australia. Do you know what I mean? New Zealand. I actually think the quality came down. I didn't think the quality came down that much. Because a lot of people were thinking, Cameron, the quality. But I was actually disappointed at some of the bigger nations when they played each other.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's like the baseline level of these countries is quite surprisingly high, which is what people forget. But it's the top level. What I look at the stars, the superstars. There's a reason why we can't find a Ballon d'Or winner. No one knows who to pick because there isn't a definitively top level world class player out there. You can't say Yamal because he's had a terrible World Cup. You know, there's all these. No one's really good. But
the biggest thing is, I thought this World Cup had the most oldest players. It's like every country.
Yeah, we can't let go. We can't let go, man. That's it. It's these superstars from old years. We can't let go. Modric and Ronaldo, Messi. Yeah.
Do you think because they're not producing the other emerging talents to take over?
Exactly.
That's really fascinating.
Wenger spoke on it. Wenger was a big proponent for getting more teams in, which is what I thought. You know what you were talking about just now. A big thing he's saying is grassroots football. One of the worst things that football is suffering right now, exposure-wise, is the kids can't play grassroots. And America's the perfect example for why it's not working. It's pay to play.
They need to take it to the hood. They need to build
exactly
in the hood, man.
And they can't. For them, it's to pay money.
If the US want to be good at a World Cup, they need to take it to the hood, bro. I'm telling you.
But those kids that you're on about, those lower background kids, they're the ones that they're getting rid of and kicking out of the country.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, there's still a bit of a cultural gap. I agree that the game needs to go to the quote unquote.
Do you play? Did you play five-a-side? Where you live? Do you have?
Yeah.
Do you play?
I play like pickup. They call it pickup soccer here. You know, you just sign up on an app and people get together on the weekends to play. But like what I'm getting at is for the young people, right? I think the important thing is.
I know when
kids
when you're out playing. Who are you playing? You playing five-a-side?
No, it's
7 against 7?
5-a-side, 7 against 7, 8 against 8. It's Hispanic people, Mexicans, people from like Hispanic background, few Americans.
You're on LA.
A few Americans and mostly immigrants generally. But I think what I'm getting at is, I mean, when I was growing up, I think people that grew up in the UK or so. Like after school, right? After primary school, secondary school.
Did you grow up in the UK, Sean? Were you living in the UK?
I grew up in Nigeria, but like what I'm getting at is the difference between the US and other countries who have more of the football culture is football or soccer is what kids play after school. So when I was younger, we used to play football with stones, with a round stone, with a can of Coca-Cola, with rolled up paper, with somebody's bag, whatever it was. If it was circular and you could kick it, we would play football with it. Yeah. But the difference is in America, what kids are used to is basketball and American football. So if you get a bunch of kids in the neighborhood, chances are the game that they're going to play on a random Saturday afternoon is basketball. So until the average young person is willing to put 2 pairs of slippers on the ground and play soccer or football, I think the sport wouldn't really pick up. So there's a cultural gap still.
In the US,
baseball, all kind of things.
The working class game it's actually football, like our football, it's an upper class sport in the US. It's a middle class sport, really. But they're working class sports like baseball, like, you know, working class neighborhoods. People play baseball and American football and all of those different type of high schools. Basketball, obviously, because there's some more people playing basketball in the street. There's more when I've seen footage. I've never been to the US, but when I've seen footage of like documentaries of it, you see more people. There's cages for basketball than there is of football.
Yeah, it's not
But
like
to be
here,
fair,
you know?
in this country, hardly any kids are playing football as well in this country.
That's what's dying out. I was about to say, yeah.
Because they're selling all the grass areas and they're asking people to pay.
Yeah, I
crazy.
think it would take. No, but difference is, right? I remember when I was younger, right? Like we used to play football. Like I said, if it was a can of Coke, we would squeeze it and kick about. So like it's a cultural thing, right? And it was the only thing that as young kids we used to talk about on holiday.
Yeah,
you don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. Like, you know, on a weekend, a holiday, we would go out into the neighborhood and argue from morning to night, Ronaldo versus Henry, right? Like back in the day, like that's all we used to talk about. But here in America, they're arguing LeBron James versus Kobe. It's still not a cultural, you know, for the young people here.
Look at how the MLS is built and structured as well. It's been a nightmare because they can't understand how the Premier League works, and they treat the MLS like the NFL. It's like franchises, and there's a governing body, and
no relegation, no promotion,
no relegation. All these things, it just doesn't work, and they don't get it, and inherently they just don't understand football and what makes it special. So that's why if you go for the American team, it's all German-born American kids from the army bases, and then it's like kids like Balogun who used to play for Arsenal, like London-born. Was born in America, but then straight to London. There's no American kids who like said, "Oh, I grew up kicking a ball." It's like no.
So what was it like, Sean? What was it like, obviously, to be in LA?
No, I mean that's why I'm.
Well, obviously, big Mexican and Latin American.
Yeah, but aside from that, right?
Were full, yeah.
Aside from that, like every single work meeting that I was on or a part of during this week was the World Cup is how we started. You know, normally on the work call, you start with small talk about the weather or your dog, but this time it was the World Cup. And that's everybody from football fans to casual observers to people who never cared about sports. Everybody knows that the World Cup is in town. Because in Boston, for example, the Scottish drank all the beer in the entire town.
The Norwegians in Times Square,
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, what fans came to LA?
A bunch of people came. I think the US team.
Yeah.
The US team played a few games in California and LA. But I can't remember who now. But but the point is that like that's actually my virality.
Fans in around New York, innit? New York around.
There were a lot of fans, right? I think one of the jokes that people were saying about Boston is that I think a year from now you're gonna have a bunch of Scottish babies, basically. Because the town of Boston will never be the same.
Fell in love with the Scottish,
yeah, it will never be the same again. And there was a small town in Arkansas, for example, that hosted the Algerian team. And you would think because Arkansas is a red state, they are Trump supporting state, so you would think that they will be, you know, but like they welcomed them with open arms. They learned Arabic, so like that like cultural side of things, right? I don't think you can replace. You can get that anywhere else. But yeah,
I agree with you with that point because I said to you, when people actually come face to face, are like, regardless what their propaganda is with, they just see each other as human beings.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's hard then to dehumanize people that you see. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah, one thing I would say, because obviously I think people were scared because obviously the American police and the guns and all that. There weren't that many kickoffs, like fans kicking off with each other. I think there was a little bit with a bit of the Argentinian fans and maybe with the police.
Yeah.
But there wasn't that many like kickoffs.
I think you could attribute that to the fact that is football, soccer, but it wasn't attended by Americans mostly, and the Americans that did attended from like a voyeuristic point of view. Ooh, what is this? Because like they're crazy out here, and you know it could have been.
I mean, when they win the Super Bowl or they win
exactly
the NBA, they burn cars and turn over stuff, don't they?
So it could easily have been something else, if not that they're not really invested. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was a very good tournament. Personally, it was a really interesting, really entertaining tournament. I'm sad that it's over right now. You know,
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
it was
Listen,
it was a lot
we
of
asked
fun.
the question, Sean. How
Mm.
much do you rate the transfer window? We put a poll up, and we think.
Who's transforming the
By
Manchester
the way,
United?
by the way, Cameron, Sean's brother and dad, both of them support Arsenal. Cameron is an Arsenal supporter.
Arsenal,
Yeah,
interesting.
he's a big Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to rate our window,
he's not one of the deluded Arsenal fans, though. He's not.
that's an oxymoron. Really,
Yeah,
there's no such thing.
Listen, there are reasonable Arsenal fans
There's no such thing.
like Cameron. Trust me, there is. But anyway, we asked the question: How do you rate the window so far? Yeah.
As of today, 5 over 10.
Okay, this is what we asked the question. So this is just to update people. Nearly 60 people voted, and we asked, how do you rate the window so far? 3 out of 10, 47%. 4 out of 10, 16%. 5 out of 10, 21%. And 7 out of 10, 16%.
Interesting. No, yeah, I'm a 5. I'm a 5 over 10. I think.
Can you explain to me why is it a 5?
Yeah. I think, including the signing of the young kid from Spurs, including the Darlow goalkeeper, Santos and Tielemans. I think I'm a 5 because I appreciate.
You're adding like a second goalkeeper and a young kid. Do you think the young kid? Are you buying that BS? The young kid is going to be adapted into the first team.
I expect the young kid to get the Aiden Heaven treatment. So if that's the case, then
Aiden Heaven, because we had injuries. We had injuries basically.
Aiden
Heaven was forced.
I would expect to see the kid in a Carabao Cup game or the early stage FA Cup games.
So do you expect the kid to get more games than Shea Lacey, who's supposed to have his breakout season this season?
I expect him. They play on opposite side of the wing, so I wouldn't mind.
In general, when you're on the bench, do you expect?
No, so it depends. I would like to see more. I would like to see more Shea Lacey. I would like to see more Shea Lacey. I'm not invested or interested either way. Who gets more game time? It could be Shea Lacey. I couldn't care less. But I just want a young player or young players, quote unquote, in plural, to get more game time than they've currently gotten in the past. So, and we do have the games to go around.
Do you think this kid is ready? Do you think this kid is ready to step up? Do you think that
I think the kid is. I think the kid is ready to start in a Carabao Cup night against Grimsby. I think the kid is ready for that. I think the same thing with Shea Lacey. I think they're ready for that.
I think Shea Lacey can come on in games in the Premier League. 100%.
Yeah.
You just got beat by Grimsby and you're saying stuff like this. Show them some respect, you two. Fuck, what the hell's going on here?
No, that was the.
This guy's saying to me, like, hold on, this guy's saying to me he's going to start an 18-year-old in Grimsby. You started Sesko. What happened, brother? Like, come on.
We got
beat.
You got beat.
I know, this guy's talking Grimsby fans. You got
Unana in there.
Surely, this is like a heads you're right, tails I'm wrong situation, right? Because surely you're not gonna expect us to treat Grimsby like a peer, like an equal.
You better do that, man.
That's banter, and I accept the banter because it's Amorim's fault, right? That we're in this position. So I accept the banter, and we have to eat it. But I think it's a catch-22, right? On one hand, United are expected to beat Grimsby, so we can't brag about a positive result against them. On the other hand, if you lose to Grimsby, you better be ready for all hell to break loose. So I think we should not play the game, and we should attempt to, until we get to the advanced stages. I want to see the youth playing in the early FA Cup and Carabao Cup stages. So 5 over 10 for the window. I think the club, and I think it's a reasonable assessment to say that the club is moving shrewdly in the markets. I appreciate it. Give me 1 second. The club is moving shrewdly in the markets. I appreciate the club's approach to signings in the sense that, in a world where Somerville is going to Al Hilal for 80 million, Chelsea spending.
The breakdown of the deal is not that much. It's just that the way they structured the deal. So I think they're getting 50 million, then some 5 add-ons, and then other things for appearances and goals and all of that.
Okay.
So altogether, it might be like 70 million euros, 70 million pounds. Like 80
My
million
point
euros.
is Somerville 70 million, 80
He's getting
million.
16, but the big thing, he's getting
Rogers
16 million pounds a year. He's getting 16 million pounds a year. And Manchester
yeah,
United are never going to offer that.
those wages are crazy, right? So Rogers went for 120 something. Matias Fernandez went for 85. Tonali 100. I think the market is all over the place, and so I can appreciate, the United hierarchy trying to get value, quote unquote, in the market by getting a good signing in Tielemans for a decent price of 35 million and investing in somebody whose talent was not being fully appreciated or utilized by Chelsea. So 5/10. I think there's lots of improvements to be done in terms of the signings. I think we still need a left back. We still need a midfielder, a third defensively minded midfielder, and I could use either an additional striker or another attacking player. But 5/10 for me. I
You know, you
think
got
we
to
could have
sell
done better.
players, right? Like it works two ways, in and out.
Yeah. We never talk about what we sell on
Yeah,
this.
I know. It's just like, you guys, when you say shrewd, it's like
Yeah, let me just say to Logic, and I'll let you come in, Cameron. Logic, I'll put you on a timeout. But if you start talking about and disrespecting people's religions, you're gonna get banned. So I'm just letting you know. Go ahead, Cameron.
No, I'm saying like it's very optimistic. But Cardalo, what is he, 35, right? He's old guy. He's a homegrown. He's a registration player. This is what he is. You guys, you need to start selling players before you can start giving anything above a free. My personal opinion. Nora, you said something similar. You got to start getting some people out. You're mute,
Yeah.
Roden.
Something
I'm not
above
gonna
three.
take an
It's
assessment of
it's
United's
not above three.
fortunes from an Arsenal fan. Okay,
I'm a football
so
fan.
no.
He's just giving them. He's not giving it from a biased point of view.
Yeah,
That's not
it's
Cameron.
Don't
hurtful.
tell me don't tell me my
Cameron.
transfer window was a 3. We've gotten rid of Fred.
I
We've gotten
think
rid
it's
of
a three.
McTominay.
I think it's a three.
Of course, now that's why he's on the show. Birds of the same feather, right?
No, he's not. He
The
disagrees
alignments.
with me
I'm
sometimes.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing you, I'm
He
teasing.
disagrees that he thinks United will do well, and I don't think we
Um,
will.
yeah, but I'm not really worried about outgoings per se because I think a lot of the problem players have been dealt with, and the one elephant in the room, Marcus Rashford.
He's not
It
coming
just
back.
is, yeah. I don't know what to do there. It is what it is.
He's not coming back. Some fans
But
think.
yeah, for me it's a 5. That's kind of where I am. I'm a 5/10.
Yeah. Big up Luwani. Listen, as
Big up
we're about
Luwani.
to end the
There you
show, Luwani jumps on. Luwani, have
Big
your
up, guys.
say. How much do you rate this transfer so far? Let me give you what the poll says. The poll says 3 out of 10, 48%, 4 out of 10, 15%, 5 out of 10, 22%, 7 out of 10, 15%. How do you rate the window so far for Manchester United? Hand on
Good
your
evening.
heart. Honesty. That's what I'm asking. Honesty.
Good evening, people.
Good
They
evening,
signed they signed 2 players, so I'll rate them a 2. Yeah, because it's frustrating to come here and defend them, or we can say, oh, let's be patient, and these guys might be engaged in shrewd signing, but it's getting to a point where it's getting difficult to defend these guys. Um, we need bodies. We need a lot of bodies because we're in Champions League. We're going to need we play in a lot of game next season, so those bodies need to come in. And when you want to sign bodies, the one thing you don't have on your side is time, and they need to bring in the bodies. And we so far, I told Nordin last week that this week should be crucial because I imagine that most of the target that we want to sign, we have identified them before the World Cup, and this should be the week where we put in the finishing touch on our signing. But nothing, silence, cricket. We're only getting one young person, a player here, this there. I went to Man U TV yesterday, trying to watch the game, the Wrexham game, and all I could see is Andre Santos picture here. He's on the plane here. He's here. He's doing interview here. I'm tired of this shit. Seriously, like it's getting to a point where I don't know. Is the commercial thing they running again? They sign one player and then they put him in front of everybody, in front of the cameras, do interview and all that, just to make us look at like they're doing something big. While other clubs are moving, they're preparing actively for the season. So I'm not happy at all.
Luani, would you say there's any merit to sitting back a bit more in this market when players are going for 170 million like Rodgers? We're just not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I might be a flip flop, but because last week I said there was merit because I really thought that this week you go into over. You know, yeah, I really thought this week it will go into overdrive, right? But
I'm glad that
here
you
we are
acknowledge the
again.
flip flopping.
You know,
That's why I'm laughing.
no, yeah, sometimes you hold your horses and in hope that something will get better, and then here we are. I'm pissed. Like, what is this that we're doing? Like Andre Santos, I like the guy, but he's not a, he's not going to a revolutionary signing. So why is he everywhere on the website, being shown or thrown around like if we sign Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime? What's going on with this guy?
I've seen Santos, I've seen Tielemans, a couple of interviews. I don't begrudge the club for trying to do the media because in 2026, the way some people get paid is that they post tweets on X or clips on Instagram, and the more views you get, the more money you make. And so the club is scraping every single penny. I'm pretty sure there's some young person whose job it is to get 10,000 views a month on social media posts. And so they're going to spam your feed with Andre Santos content. It just is what it is, man. They're going to spam your feed with content from Yuri Tillemans as well. And, you know, it's United. The most popular, most talked about club.
Yeah, I'm just about ready to show them the middle finger here at this point because, like, they're playing. As soon as you start seeing them showing this guy emphasizing Santos and Tielemans, it's almost like they're playing the psychological game. They try to sow the seed for if they don't bring in the bodies that we need.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep.
That nonsense like that.
I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that deep. I think it's a really simple situation as that they are corporate people who are trying to get social media clout. That just is what it is. So everybody now,
so.
Yeah. So your dentist, your banker, your child school, your church, everybody's on social media trying to get views and clicks and likes. It just is what it is. And social media engagement is a part, obviously, to the detriment of the club, right? And one of the points that people like you bring up often is that the club's metrics include social media counts and social media followers. So, you shouldn't be surprised that
there we
that they're trying
go.
to
There
do
we
this.
go.
Yeah,
PRFC.
it's PR. It's
There we
PR.
go. That's not. Listen, I'm telling you now, Sean, and I tell Cameron as well, and Luani and all the audience. If Manchester United spent the amount of time and effort they do PR on actually running the football club properly, I think we would have won a couple of more league titles right now. Maybe a Champions League in there. I promise you, that's what would have happened. But Luani, talk to me. You're not very happy.
No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. No, I'm not happy because look, we need. We already look at the context. We already have a manager that doesn't have a body of work, right? And we know that we have a lot of games, so we need a lot of body. So if you want to make his job easier, bring in the bodies fast because the most thing he's going to focus on this preseason is gelling the team. Okay, so you cannot have both in the same universe. You bring in as much as people that you can so he can have enough time on his hand to gel them together. And here we are.
Yeah, big up to. He asked about Cunha or Rodgers. I take Cunha. I like Cunha more than I like Rodgers. Cameron, who do you rate more, Rodgers or Cunha?
Cunha, I think he's more versatile.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, but you were here last week, bro. you were here telling me.
Last week is now a long time ago, right? Look, even Tielemans, right? When you look at Tielemans, yes, he's a good player, but we still don't even know what his real motivations are. We don't know if he came here just to check a box in his career or something, or he really came here because he want to win something or build something, we don't know.
Come on, Luani.
For me,
We've
what
been
worries
talking
me,
to
Luan, it's the injuries.
we've been
Luani,
talking to
we've got one
Tielemans
of the
since he was in Anderlecht now, right?
we
Every
have
single
one of the
summer
worst.
window.
We have one of the worst, Sean. Injury and rehab. Sean, I've kept a close eye on it for about a decade now. The injury and rehab department is one of the worst out of the top teams. I'm telling you. And Tielemans missed 23 games last season. That's why I don't want Kone. I know it sounds mad, but Kone is he gets all these type of muscular injuries. But did you hear that we were linked with Zaire-Emery, even though Paris Saint-Germain have come out and said he's not going anywhere?
Nah, fuck the links. Seriously.
Yeah, I think for me, I almost assume that if there are links, we're not going to get the player. That's how I'm looking at it now. If they are publicly reported links, then I just take my mind from that player. We're not going to get them. I think the way we've gone this summer.
What do you think to the contract?
Go ahead.
No, I want to hear his thoughts on the contract length for Tielemans. Was it 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
29-year-old 5-year contract.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Right? Sean said that we were talking to him since Anderlecht. So that's why we contacted him since he was at Anderlecht. And he told us, hey, you know what? I'm going to make a stop at Leicester. And then I'll make another stop at Aston Villa. And when I'm close to the end of my shelf life, I'll come chill with you guys. That's what happened.
Yeah, I mean that's not what happened. I mean, I think my understanding of the way it is that United has monitored Tielemans for some time. For whatever reason, right? We went with other options. But this is a player that I personally like. I think a lot of United fans like him. I think he's a quality player. I'm not worried about a 5-year contract. Because it's 2029, in 5 years' time, he'll be 34. So the same age as a lot of other midfielders basically in the Premier League. Best case scenario, he gives us 2 good years and buys us time to, go and sign our £100 million midfielder. So, I think the 5-year stuff, I think we can afford to do that because we signed him for the cheap by triggering the buyout clause in his contract. But yeah, I think Tielemans for me is a lucky signing. That's where I'm giving him
Sean, you don't sign a 29-year-old to a 5-year contract when you are rebuilding.
Yeah, in Football Manager you don't, right? If you're playing FM or FIFA, sure you don't. But we signed Casemiro. We signed Casemiro at an older age for more money for a longer term contract. And I can promise you, I don't care. Right now, I don't give a damn that we signed Casemiro for whatever amount because Casemiro gave me 2 wonderful years of high quality football under Ten Hag and the second half of Carrick. So it is what it is, right? So I hear what you're saying, Luani, that you don't do this, you don't do that. In a perfect world, we would only sign 25-year-old footballers with high ceilings, right? But the inverse of our approach is to do what Chelsea has done and start a daycare, basically. A daycare slave center with 12-year, 15-year contracts to young boys. So there are extremes on either end and in between. I wouldn't nitpick this Tielemans signing. For me, I think it's a decent, actually shrewd piece of business, in my opinion. And I think we still need at least 2 more or 3 more signings.
Sean, you say Casemiro, he was incredibly robust for Real Madrid. He was completing many games, didn't have the injury record that Tielemans has had. Even just on a fitness level, he's not very fit. Some players are very fit and can cover ground, all these things, but they have a hamstring. Like we had Ramsey, he was exactly like that. He was fit, but he was injury prone. I just want to react to a comment as well, similar vein. Somebody brought up RVP. He just completed the most games he'd had in it, but the season before was top goal scorer. He was fit. He'd cleared his ankle issues, and he was fit. And also, he's not a physical player; he's a technical player. It's completely different. And for the modern game, midfield is technical. It's not. It's physical. It's not technical. Yeah, you need people who can battle and cover ground, win second balls. So that's just my 2 cents.
For me, buying Santos and Tielemans, we need to buy 2 combative midfielders to make it gel. We asked another question tonight, Luani. We're asking about the World Cup, how well you rank this World Cup. What was your thoughts on the World Cup? Obviously, living in the US as well.
It was a decent World Cup in terms of the performance and the variety of the style and the team that we have to face. We have some Cinderella story here and throwing here and there, and the box office game between Cape Verde and Argentina. Other than that, the controversy, I mean, we have to marry the controversy to the performance on the pitch and everything that's going on. Unfortunately, that's the side of it that we wish didn't happen. But when you're dealing with the extraordinary circumstances on which the world is rolling right now, I guess you have to take that and
Yeah.
just roll with it. It was a nice World Cup in terms of performance. When you introduce so many team in it, and where some so-called experts were saying earlier that it's almost like the World Cup was watered down. We didn't really have that impression. So those experts can go sit somewhere. And next time, I just hope next time that the team that we expected to perform and don't go saddle themselves up with coach that are so tactically like inclined to restrain players. I don't want the club coaches have nothing to do with the national teams, because we watch the World Cup, we watch the Euros to see players express themselves, not some tactical BS and club football nonsense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Definitely. I don't rate it. There's many reasons why I didn't rate it, but obviously, I think it is really different from being in the country where the World Cup's taking place. You took your son to see a game, Luani. We were there live on the
Yeah.
channel. We had that exclusive on the channel where you were there and stuff, and that's like a memory in it, once in a lifetime type of opportunity. But it was the most expensive rip-off World Cup, and the whole world was not allowed to be there. So for
Good
me,
day out, shit game of football though,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, it wasn't great.
yeah,
But
I didn't know we gave five years to Tillman. That's crazy.
yeah, 5 years, yeah, five
Oh
year
God,
contract. Yeah, yeah.
when you sign a player, right, you want to get the best value out of him. Either you know that for the
Three
duration,
years for me, 3 year contract. 3 year
yeah,
contract would have been perfect
exactly.
because it,
Either you know that the duration for the length for which you sign him, he's going to maintain a constant performance, or he's going to go crescendo. Whereas you invest in young talents, they will go up or whatever, even if it's a gamble. But for somebody like Tielemans, I think his best years he left them at Leicester and Aston Villa. So
Come on,
how
Wani. I
how
mean,
no
come
how
on, Wani.
oh,
I,
okay, do
I,
you
I,
do you
I
think
think it's
Tielemans have 5 years of Premier League football left in him?
he doesn't need 5 years. It's a red herring. He doesn't need to give us 5 years of Premier League football. He needs to give us at least two. That's it. Out of the 5 year contract, he needs to give us two. But it's
So
not
why didn't
realistic
we
to go
give him a 2 year contract then? Why didn't we give him a
that's
2 year?
not how it works. Like it doesn't work that way, right? Who do you know in football that's on a 2 year contract ever? Right? Like even managers when you sign them, you have to it's a trade-off, right? And I think a lot of people like when we talk about football, that's why I made the clip about football manager. We need to live in the real world on planet Earth, right? The real world where football transactions happen. And if you're benchmarking a deal, you should benchmark it against not the ideal in your mind, but against the market. So which deals are you seeing that are happening for 2 years or 1 year player
Tell me,
contracts? They're
show me a
all in the 3 years.
29-year-old that show me a 29-year-old that's got a 5 year deal.
How many years did we give Casemiro on his deal when we signed him?
Yeah, that's also a scam. At the beginning, it was also a scam. We didn't.
Okay,
He only turned out well because of what Casemiro did. But at the beginning, we didn't know he was going to perform like this. We are all criticizing the signing. The thing with Tielemans is that when you sign him to a 5 year contract and you know he's going down from here now physically, yes, he's a technical player. You get a couple of years out of him, but we had the leverage. We didn't have to make this, and it's our money. So it's not yes, the market is what it is, but we still have that leverage to choose to sign him or not to sign him. So I don't know
yeah, but
what we're doing.
they didn't break the bank in terms of the transfer fee. They didn't break the bank in terms of the wages. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's United Real Therapy, right? I think we can therapize about our disappointment in the transfer outcomes. That's valid, but from my perspective, it's water under the bridge. It's not the main issue of contention. Not a big deal at all. I think the Tillemans transfer is a okay in my book.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's fair. I don't criticize the player. The player is a fantastic. He's a good player. The only issue I have is in his head. Is he thinking that he's just checking the box and in the process guaranteeing
I don't think so.
a nice wage for the next 5 years or so?
I don't think so. It looks to me like this is somebody who is taking the next step in his career, right? And he has been on a steady incline in terms of the club's responsibility, exposure. And when you get to this phase of your career, you want to play for the biggest club in the world, where you're the captain of your country, Belgium. You're a mature, very experienced player. The next phase you want to get to is to play for the biggest team in the world. That's United. I think this guy still has a lot to show and to offer. And we're going to see it, right? Like from him and the team. I mean, all things being equal, all things going well.
I agree with this Kenji, by the way. Kenji said Tielemans is not Casemiro in football pedigree. What we're doing here. That's very true. I think it's disrespectful to compare Casemiro to this guy.
Yeah, I think it's helpful for Kenji to listen, right? Like to listen to try and understand.
No, he wasn't saying that to you. He was just we were throwing the name out. He wasn't. I don't think he's responding to anybody in particular.
Yeah, but then
Casemiro's 29-year-old Casemiro. I can understand a 5-year because he has a certain leadership and he's a culture builder. Tielemans isn't that. There's a good chance that you guys, like you said, all right, 2 years. There's a reasonable chance he has a decent year next season and then starts having real serious injury problems and fitness problems after that. Then you're stuck with that guy for 4 years. That's the issue.
The thing, Cameron, the kid, what some of the people don't understand, he actually, when he declines, he can decline very fast because he's a kid who played for him when he was 15, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was playing, I think, professional 16 and
he's been playing for him. He's been around for some time.
Yeah, 17. And we see the decline and the injuries those type of players get. Like they're saying about Lamine Yamal. Like Lamine Yamal is maybe going to be consistent maybe in his mid-20s. He might not be as consistent because the amount of football his legs are going to play. You know what I mean? Like Lamine Yamal, I think, has already had 100-something, nearly 100-something games for Barcelona. It's maddening, and he's 19. Yeah. You know, in Kabasi is similar apparently. So
Pedri, look at Pedri.
I mean, so this idea for me of a 5-year contract is maddening to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, this is United Road Therapy, right? It's the place to express your disappointment about the outcome. But all I was responding to, and again, football fans are very interesting. So there's no comparison between Tielemans and what's his name, Casemiro. Nobody made that comparison. Not me, not anyone on this panel, right? All we're talking about is whether it's possible or feasible to give a 29-year-old a 5-year contract. Any distinction you want to make about this player being better than the other is for your pockets, right? The simple truth is that the realm of transactions, the record shows that there are 29-year-olds, and Casemiro was the only one I could think of that comes to my mind. I'm sure there are others. There are 29-plus-year-olds that get 5-year contracts. It is football, right? Like, it's not a big deal. Again, I don't really see what the 5-year Tielemans thing is, unless it's banter that we're trying to respond to.
No, because you might get stuck with him. Like one of the biggest issues you guys have as a club right now, from an outsider's perspective, is you can't get rid of Shaw, you can't get rid of Maguire, all these guys that you keep extending or giving contracts to that have long durations. Deadwood is a real problem for you guys. You guys need to get rid of certain players. So you don't want to sign this guy and then him become another problem in a year or two, right? When you've got other good players coming through.
I think that assessment went into the analysis of whether to buy him in the first place. So I think it's a safe assumption that like Eriksen, right? Like other players that we've seen, Tielemans is not going to be Deadwood. I suspect more likely that he's going to become an OG that we love when we see him around, but he's not fit enough to be there all the time. So if Tielemans ends up like Eriksen, where he's a good player, just the legs aren't there, we're happy whenever we see you, but we don't see you all the time, I don't care. And again, even if Tielemans is on our books as Deadwood 2 years from now, who gives a fuck, right? Because the issue then becomes...
give a fuck because we can't clear it. We can't sell anything.
What I'm saying is that
only to people like that till they turn into a fucking...
That's only a problem. It's only a problem. It's only a problem. It's only a problem if the club is not performing, if the results are poor. If the results are good, nobody cares about Deadwood. That's just the truth. And so
Sean, you
that's
almost
the
got
first and
relegated,
foremost.
man. You almost got relegated, and you still got Shaw in the team. He's still here.
Yeah, but this is why I don't want to take banter from an Arsenal fan. What do you mean I almost get relegated?
Well, listen, see, look, listen. When he starts losing the debate, hold on. When you start losing the debate, I knew it was to come out.
What do you mean? What do you mean I almost get relegated? What are we
But
talking
Sean,
about?
let's be honest, right? It all depends on how Carrick will use him. For a while, we could be saying next year he could be our most important player. But in honesty, if you are an owner, right, and you building a team and you have a certain budget, would you go spend money on Tillman? Because it's almost the closest analogy I can find to. If you get a brand new job, right, and you know you have to be there every day, you're not going to buy a clunky Toyota.
That's what I was just saying. This your analogy only works if life started today. If the whole world started today, there's no history before July 21st. Then sure. But as far as I'm stepping into this your analogy as with the context of history, then I think the answer is much more difficult than you're suggesting.
John, listen, let me just get the super chat. Big up Adewale. Adewale says, makes sense. Why? Of course, bro. I said it to Adewale. You didn't hear me when I said we gave him a 5-year contract. People were trying to shut me up. It makes sense why Tillman only wanted United. We gave him a 5-year contract. No other club would have. It's exactly the same with Casemiro. Nobody in world football was giving Casemiro 5. And actually,
well, I'm glad nobody else had Casemiro. I'm glad Casemiro gave us his 2 years.
Casemiro had more like cred because of what he won, where he was at, the leadership qualities, all those different type of things. At Manchester, at Real Madrid, then Tielemans has. He missed 23 games, bro, and we've got one of the worst sport and rehab department in the fucking world in terms of top football clubs. Like, what are we doing here? Let me just get this on the super chat. Sean, honestly, some of the copium from you is unbelievable. Sean, Ineos and Ineos and United don't sell players. If Tielemans can't be moved on, how will we get better? Better in what? We can get rid of Rashford. We can't even get rid of Rashford, and now we can sign a left back.
Let me be clear to.
By the way, club said we're only getting a left winger if we sell Rashford.
Let me be clear to
We're the only
Adewale.
club who does that, by the way.
Let me be clear to Adewale
and
Luani and Nuruddin and the Arsenal fan gentleman. And let me spell it out clearly. I don't give a flying fuck what happens 2 years from now. I do not care, right? The most important thing that matters to me is the results of the pitch. And I promise you, Adewale, if we check on each other 2 years from now and United are playing well, you wouldn't care either. Like, nobody's going to care whether Tielemans has a 5-year contract or 2-year contract because the team is performing. So that's the important thing to me. I'm not the United business manager. And I understand in 2026, we're not only fans, we're not just fans anymore. We're fans, we're analysts, we're business managers, we're investors, we're club, owners, all the above.
Yeah,
I want to just be a fan. I just want to be it's fine. And I'm saying that's why I'm not.
But Sean, this is it, right? You're making the argument in reverse. You're saying that you wouldn't care in 2 years if the team is performing, but the signing that we're doing will determine how we perform.
And I'm saying, Luani, that I think what Tielemans can give us 1 to 2 years of solid football. You might disagree with whether Tielemans is a quality player, but I think Tielemans is good enough to step into the shoes, basically for the team, and give us 2 years of good football. I still think we need a £100 million midfielder. I do. I still think we need to go out to the market and get our own Declan Rice or Elliot Anderson. But the market is crazy this year, and the only £100 million midfielders are available were Tonali or Matheus Fernandes. Neither of which are actually worth up to the amount that we paid for them. So why not buy 2 more years to... First of all, my objective for this next week season is to stay in top 4, right? That's to me success. Success this year is maintaining what we achieved last year. So if we achieve our goals of a top 4 finish again, Champions League qualification again, and Tielemans is able to give us 1 or 2 years from that, that's success. At that point in time, we should be going into the market to get a replacement for him. And there's nothing wrong in bridging a short-term gap. I don't see the problem there. In doing that.
Fair. Like you say, it's all context, because you looking at it at next year we need to maintain the position. I'm looking at it that regardless of what position we achieve, we just need to we are building, and in a rebuild you don't go sign a 29-year-old. But
Yeah, no,
if
my
it's a
rebuild
win now,
agenda. My rebuild agenda is
that's
Kobe
good.
Mino, right? My rebuild long-term plan. I'm planning with Kobe Mino. We signed Andre Santos, who is young, for the long term. Every time I see Tyler Fletcher, I like the look of him. That's a long-term plan. There's Amad Diallo long term. There's Kone also long-term prospect. Patrick Dorgu is young. That's long term. Mbeumo is also in his mid-20s, right? 26, 27. Shesko is young, long term. Xerxes, young, long term. Lenny Euro, Aiden Heaven, young, long term potential footballers. The oldest guys, Maguire, Luke Shaw, even Rich herself is mid to late 20s. Lamin's also young. So if you ask me, I think in terms of the young long term foundation, we do have a core of young players that maybe we can add to, right? But that young squad needs to be complemented by some experienced guys. And I can't think of better, more experienced people than Yuri Tillemans in Premier League midfield right now.
Sean,
Okay.
Sean, let me throw you a hypothetical. In this midfield, you've got Bruno and you've got your boy Tielemans and you've got your boy Bruno. Who's doing the tracking back? Who's getting backing defending? Who's getting in the second balls?
Uh, I don't think it's as. I mean, I understand what you're getting at, right? And I want to think of how I want to respond to the question. So, if you're trying to point out that this is not an ideal midfield configuration, I mean, welcome to the club, right? You're preaching to the choir. This is not the ideal
Okay.
midfield configuration. If you're trying to suggest that also Bruno Fernandes doesn't track back, that there's weaknesses in our midfield, also again, welcome to the club, right? But then I would also say that it seems to me that given what I saw from Casemiro last season, and given what I think Carrick is trying to do, we're not playing with a sitting six anymore. We're running full throttle to attack, and running all the way back together to defend. We're scoring goals, so we might end up games with 5-2, like Arsenal 3-2,
Yeah.
something like
Tielemans
that.
has weight issues though. He's got genuine fitness problems.
Yeah, so you're pointing out all the reasons why this is not the perfect signing.
No,
I do
I'm just saying.
I
I
agree.
agree. I like
Yeah.
watching United with Carrick. I felt you guys were entertaining. They were good games at times, but he's not going to be the guy. Like Bruno is physically fit, right? He doesn't try back and put his effort in. He's not defensively very good, but he can cover the pitch for 90 minutes. Tielemans, he just sits there. That's why they have that Onana next to him, because he does all the running for him.
No, but Casemiro wasn't running for us last year either, man, for being honest. Casemiro wasn't running for us. What Casemiro brought to the table was very intelligent defensive positioning, which I've seen Timberland's display to an extent. And Casemiro brought long ball distribution. So Casemiro was able to sit in our half and spray the ball left to right, which Timmermans can do. And Casemiro also, I think, took a lot of initiative attacking wise. He was getting forward for United, scoring a lot of goals. So there wasn't a defensive midfielder per se in our team last year either. So I don't think there's a gap that needs to be filled necessarily right now. But yeah, I think with Carrick, he needs to figure out a way. I think with Tielemans and Santos, right, we might not be increasing our ceiling per se because I think we saw what the ceiling could be last year, but we're increasing the floor. So in a game where I don't know, we need to rotate the midfield. I'm glad we're not looking to Ugarte anymore, right? I'll prefer our fallback options to be Santos and Tielemans and whoever we sign than Ugarte and Mason Mount. So it's a much more robust team with a higher floor. I think for me that's a decent physically way to go into the next season.
Yeah. For my last take on that element, I just know that if I'm trying to make my salad, I like my mayonnaise to have a longer expiration date. When it come to Tilleman, right? Imagine we go to him and we tell him, hey, we need an infusion of experience, a little bit of cheerleading. He said, yeah, I can come and do that for you, but I need you to sign me on a 5-year contract. Now, my question to the panel, to you, Sean, is that signing somebody on a 2.5-year contract for 100 grand, is he the same as signing somebody on a 5-year contract on 200 grand. So it's almost the same. They might as well just add the wages together and have signed him for 2 years instead of signing him for 5 years and
again,
making us look like they are trying to make us look like his wages are low, but we're not gonna get any value out of him after 2 years.
Wait, Luani. So let me erase what I think is a confusion. I agree with you that 5 years is too long. How about that? Right?
Yeah.
I also think 5 years is too long. But it's not the worst thing, right? It's not a big deal to me. I think if we'd have gotten a better deal, no problem. But I don't think it was a bad deal. All in all.
Well, we're not saying he's not a good player. We're saying we're worried about the injury record, and the 5-year contract is crazy. But look at time, space, and continuing. And United won. The copium from you guys is unbelievable. I swear to God. I swear to God, you must be on the payroll.
Yeah, man.
Especially United won. You're coming for Adewale. Adewale ain't hiding from nobody. Adewale don't hide from. He's got his opinions. You, honestly, you and especially time and space, you are on the payroll. I'm convinced now. You are on the payroll. You are on the payroll because this is beyond bootlicking. This thing beyond bootlicking. You're part of the marketing team. You actually this might be Jim the Rat Race's Glazer.
That's it, that's Jim, yeah.
This might be.
That's his burner account, right? Yeah.
Might be the burner account, bro.
But no, then bull-licking is a bit offensive, though. Can we change
Nah,
it
man,
to
it is bootlicking. It is. Listen, I'm a
just a
bootlicker,
bush shining.
Listen,
Bush shining is better.
No, I bootlick to get Glazers out. That's what I do. Call me a bootlicker who wants Glazers out, Ineos out. Bootlicking ain't. It's not. I don't think it is. Me personally, it's not an insult. You just high octane. That's who you are.
You know what?
Java says Nuruddin, Tillerman's contract is only a concern. He made his Champions League debut at 16, about to start his 40s. That's what I said. That's what I just said. I said that. I remember him playing against us when he was 16 or when he was 17 with Anderlecht.
Yeah, he played against Carrick. There's a picture with him against Carrick. Yeah,
it's like that stat I told you. Where he's played more minutes now than Paul Scholes did at 38.
Sean, why are you defending Tillman? He's coming to take minutes away from your boy Bruno.
I'm not worried about that, right? I'm not worried about that at all for two reasons. One, because again, United first. So whether it's Bruno, Amorim,
change your picture whoever, then. Change your picture to a United badge.
No, there's a backstory with this picture, right? Because there's a long running argument that I have with panelists on the United Road Therapy about Bruno Fernandes. So this is just my calling card with regards to this particular channel. But yeah, Luani, I'm not worried about Bruno losing game time because one, if he loses game time to a better player, I couldn't care less. And two, I just honestly don't see it happening. I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the best midfielders in the world. I know a lot of people are going to go crazy when they hear that. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and we're lucky to have him on our team. And just on merit, he's going to start over pretty much anybody else we sign.
So Sean, were you thinking the same about Tillman before we signed him? Was he in the top? One of the top midfielders in your head, be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look around the Premier League, right, you might have like tier 1 midfielders like Rodri, who else, like Declan Rice, the tier 1 guys, Caicedo at Chelsea, maybe McAllister at Liverpool, Gravenberch maybe tier 1, and then there's a tier 2 set of midfielders, right, that I think are good enough to start in most teams or be good squad players. And I put Tielemans in that rank of tier 2 midfielders. So I don't think you can call, maybe say 15 midfielders in the entire Premier League that are better than Tielemans. So I think he's not a tier 1 player for sure, but he's a good, I think, very, 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 very good quality addition to the United team. Especially for 35 million.
I think he's a good player, but I worry about his injuries. Missing 23 games last season, that says a lot to me. And we gave him an injury-prone guy 5-year contract. To me, it's a head shake, but that's what it is. But we're here to agree to disagree. But people, we've been live for 2 and 40 minutes. Cameron, you're a legend. Big up to you for jumping on.
Pleasure, man.
I value your takes, even though Sean's accusing you of being biased, because you're a football fan first. I've asked you loads of things about Arsenal, and you're not one of these delusional Arsenal fans. You've come out and said, you know, you're saying now the football that you played last season wasn't great. You want to change the whole attack. You want to change a lot of players. So, yeah, it is what it is. Big up to you. Luani, big up to you, bro. I don't know how far you are from home. Are you on the road,
Yeah, I just came out of Boston. I still have 2.5 hours of driving. So.
Just the only bit of breaking news to inform you is that Chelsea tried to go and get Alex Scott, 64 million. He's only got 1 year left on his contract.
I mean, the market is crazy.
And he's come out and he's refused to sign a new contract with Bournemouth.
Wow.
No, but so Nuri, taking your example, isn't Alex Scott also an injury-prone player, right? Who we're probably going to have to transact for at 70 or 80 million pounds. Is he worth that?
I've said he's not worth 80 million pounds. Especially now that we know that he's got 1 year left on his contract.
Is he actually injury-prone?
No.
I know he had the ACL.
He had an ACL. Yeah. But that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about players who play in midfield who have had an ACL and the way he runs and stuff. That's my own concern. And the other concern was that looking at your curse, is it players who play for Areola? Was it the system that made him look better than he is? Because the Gurkes went from Bournemouth to Liverpool and died. You know what I mean? Now that Areola's back, now I expect Gurkes to go up the levels again. So it is whatever it is. You know, if it makes you feel better, take a swipe at me because I question your reasoning and logic. I told you my reasoning and logic. You don't need to question my reasoning and logic. I tell you, everything my arguments has logic and reasoning. 14 years, and what rebuild am I in? Answer that. Why don't you answer that? Put that in some logic, and some reasoning. Tell me what rebuild I'm in. What are we doing? Under your boys, Ineos, we finished 15th. We got knocked out of the first round of FA Cup and League Cup. That's the record in 100 years. What are we doing here? Anyway, big up to everybody who tuned in. Please smash a like on the video. We still not got 100 likes. 150 likes, sorry. I don't know why. But yeah, please on your way out, like, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with a video about the latest news tomorrow, so keep an eye on the channel. Big up to Lawani.
Yeah, send me a bumper sticker that's a Glazer bootlicker so I can put it in front of the bumper of my car.
Exactly, yeah, I will. That's what I'm saying to you. This is it. Glazers out bootlicker. I am a Glazers out bootlicker because I want them out. I want them out. You know what I mean? If somebody put a boot in front of me and said, lick this boot, the Glazers and Ineos can fuck off from your club. I'll clean that boot. I'll lick that boot everywhere, mate. I don't give a shit. If it means to get the vultures out, I'll do it. That's who I am. Fact story, and people act like Ineos has come and have been challenging for leagues. Yeah, this is what it is, bro. The way the copium is, they're making it look like we've already won the Champions League under Ineos. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I absolutely don't get it. Anyway,
big up, guys.
Big up to Sean.
Big up, everybody.
Make sure you text Sean at Sean Thomas on X. Big up to Sean. Winston is a debate at the end of the day. People disagree, people agree. But make sure you check out his geopolitical podcast for how we see things. Make sure you check out Marwan Luwani. Marwan Luwani, 1979 on X. Cameron is like, don't bother to check him out. He's
hey, like the video. Check me out. Like this video. Like the video.
Like the video. But Cameron, always pleasure for you to jump on. Our resident
big up, guys.
He's the resident Guna. I don't think we've got anybody else on regular who supports another club other than Cameron. So big up to you, Cameron.
You know, I've honestly, United's been that club that I've always had that admiration for ever since I was growing up. You guys would slap me around. I think I can count on my hand the times we beat you when I was growing up, right? So I've loved the institution. Fergie's for me, he's 1A, 1B with Wenger. I grew up admiring you guys. So I want to see United do well. For me, a good United is a good English football. When you guys suffer, we all, the rest of the team suffer.
I knew it, Cameron. I knew you were at the mall behind the enemy lines all the time.
Listen, big up, man. Big up. And make sure you check out Tactical Devils as well. Make sure you check out Tactic Jarvis is saying here, David Moyes was a United manager. Yeah, Tillemans made his Champions League debut. That is mad.
That's a
But
start.
yeah, that just says maybe it was that. Yeah, he played against us. Maybe it was that first Champions League year of 2013, 14.
We
13,
played
14.
we played against him 2014 in the Emirates, I remember, and
Yeah,
away we had them.
he played. Yeah, he was. I think he was the captain when he played against us, like 17 or 16 or whatever age he was. But yeah, listen, big up, love and light to everybody. Make sure you check out Jarvis. They talked about the Emery, the Zaire-Emery link. So make sure you check out the channel. That channel needs to have at least 10,000 subscribers. So go over there and subscribe to that channel as well, people. Listen, love and light, people. Big up Cameron, like I said, Sean. Big up to Luwani for jumping on.
Link. Always link.
Yeah. Nuruddin, watch how Arsenal move. I bet you they'll make the better choice places in the window. Well, we'll see, bro.
Honestly, hi, guys.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Big up to Adewale. He says, yeah, see you on Saeed's channel, lol. Yeah, big up to Adewale for the super chats. Big up, love. Big up everybody for the support. Free Palestine, free Lebanon, free Syria, free Congo, free Sudan, free everywhere where people are oppressed. F the Psyos, F the military machine, F Andy Burnham, the prick, and F all of the Glazers and Ineos. Yeah, take care, people. Good night.
See you.
Big up Cameron. Love.